This is the Buzz Adams Morning Show podcast. Barstool Talk Daily. Except it's really early in the morning and no booze. For the most part.
Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a town square media station.
Must be Monday. I'm moving kind of slow. I'm feeling down. Must be Monday now, baby. Turn on my radio. Some sound. I'll be the greatest morning show in town. Ooh, to help me get another rotten Monday off the ground.
What's today?
Monday?
Recovery Monday.
Monday?
Oh, already? Where'd the time go?
What do you mean Monday?
I hate Mondays.
Where'd the time go?
Mondays are the worst.
Oh, I hate Mondays.
So begins another wonderful work week.
Wake up, El Paso. Buzz Adams is back.
Okay. Are you done?
Let's get back to work. Showtime.
Only on 95.5 KLAQ.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the show. Monday morning, the final day of September. Well, September seemed to just kind of fly on by, didn't it?
Yeah.
Tomorrow will be October, and you know what that means.
What's that?
Haunted house.
Hell
It was
yeah.
open all weekend. Apparently had some pretty decent crowds, but nobody had to wait in line too long this week.
Oh,
Well, it ramps up. I mean, as we get closer to Halloween, what I've witnessed every year we've done the haunted house is the week of Halloween. That's when everybody starts going. If you want to check out either one, we have two. If you want to check out either one of our haunted houses of horror, go get ours Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Go find what the hours are. I can tell you here. Extended hours on Fridays and Saturdays. We go till midnight, otherwise till 10. You can get your tickets there at the door. Also, if there is a line and you don't want to stand in it, I understand. You can upgrade to the Fast Pass, brought to you by Right Drive. Two locations, 13900 Montana Boulevard and 2155 Joe Battle. The KLAQ Haunted Houses of Terror are brought to you by Western Tech, Burnout Bullies, Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, and War Eagles. Proudly produced and managed by Desert Warriors Paintball. Joanna, did you have a good weekend?
I did, thank you.
I had a lot of TV to watch.
Yeah,
Second episode of The Penguin last night.
So you didn't make it out to Rodoso?
No, I mean, I seriously thought about it.
Okay.
For about 5 seconds and decided it would have been fun if I'd driven up there, but I don't know. I just didn't want to be in the car for 2 hours.
Okay.
You know? Saturday Night Live came back.
Oh, it did. I forgot about that.
Jelly Roll was the musical guest, and he slayed it. And they introduced a few new cast members, and there are some cast members that aren't there anymore. So, opening. You want to hear the opening segment?
Sure.
So it was. They're covering two press conferences. Maya Rudolph was on.
Of course.
To play Kamala Harris. And then she brought her running mate, Tim Walz, out. And it took me like 5 seconds, but I go, is that Jim Gaffigan?
Jim Gaffigan.
And it was Jim Gaffigan. Then she brings out Doug Emhoff, her husband.
Right.
And it was Andy Samberg looking distinguished, and he did a really great job. And then they had James Austin Johnson back doing Trump this year. And so, yeah, it was pretty good. I was going to find it for you, but I'm not seeing it. We got a lot of news, though, to get to. Let's get a look at El Paso weather and find out how that's going. But while I'm bringing up the weather, Joanna, why don't you preview Hollywood Cheese May, which you're going to have coming up in more or less an hour.
Yeah. A bunch of music videos were recently removed from YouTube, and these are the legit music videos, not just videos that have a clip or two of their music. The real music videos that include music like Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit have been removed due to copyrights.
I've kind of wondered, but never asked, what's the deal with the music videos and live performances on YouTube? It never seemed like they really tried to crack down on it.
That's true.
And I always thought, if it's a official video, then it must have their approval.
Yeah, I always thought, it must be approved because it's YouTube. So I guess it's
Right.
fair game. I guess it wasn't.
We're not allowed to put up on YouTube.
No,
I mean,
we're
anything we put up has to be. It's almost impossible to put anything up on YouTube because of copyright violations, I guess.
And we get that question so much. When are you guys going to go back on YouTube? It's hard.
Yeah, it's really hard to do a show like we do on YouTube because we have all kinds of sound effects and everything. Here you go. El Paso weather looks like we're going to continue with sunshine all week. I don't see a drop of rain in the forecast. And I barely even see a cloud for the next 8 days. And it's going to be either in the mid-90s, around 90, or in the upper 80s. So today, sunny, 95 is going to be the high temperature. Tomorrow, sunny and 90. Then we'll see a couple of days in the 80s. And right around 90, 91 degrees by the time the weekend gets here. So it's going to be pretty consistent. It's going to be sunny. Let's see if we got any winds to deal with. Nah, nothing too bad. Give it an A+. This is the Golfer's Forecast brought to you by Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. You can set up all your tee times and reservations online at painteddunes.com. That's painteddunes.com or call the Pro Shop, 915-821-2122 for Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. New episode of The Penguin. I've still got that in my in my DVR.
How was it?
I didn't finish it, but from what I saw, really, really great.
Okay.
It's my favorite Batman-oriented
You're really
thing
into
ever.
it. It's been a while since you've been excited about the show.
Yeah, well, this one's really good. Deaths. Tell me if this counts as celebrities dying in threes. You know that thing that they always say happens?
Yeah.
Dame Maggie Smith.
Oh,
I think she died Thursday. We found out about it Friday. Then over the weekend, Chris Christopherson, the great singer-songwriter and movie star, he passed away. He was up there in years. And the third one, this is the one I wonder if it counts. John Ashton. John Ashton played Detective Taggart in, at least I know, the first two Beverly Hills Cop movies. So Judge Reinhold was the young cop, and John Taggart was, I say old cop because when I saw that movie in the theater, Beverly Hills Cop, he looked like an old man. And then I recently watched Beverly Hills Cop within the past 6 months. And when he came out, I was like, who's this kid? He looked so young. But we lost John Ashton, so there's your three.
Yeah.
We got plenty to talk about today. Of course, the Cowboys didn't play this weekend. They played on Thursday. The Miners didn't play this weekend, but they're going to play on Thursday. They're calling it Chuco Night at the Sun Bowl. So you get out and see the Miners. Who are they playing? Don't know. Doesn't care. Doesn't matter. Don't care. But, maybe people will go out and see a game on a Thursday night at the Sun Bowl. Monday Night Football tonight, the Detroit Lions host the Seattle Seahawks. So we got a lot to get to. Did I mention Jelly Roll was really, really fantastic on Saturday Night Live?
I'm going to have to look up.
Yeah, I might play a little bit of that, or maybe that got banished from YouTube too. Who knows?
Who knows?
So we'll have today in sound clips. The Hurricane Helene really did a number on the southeast portion of the country. We're talking Florida, Georgia, but as far north as North Carolina really got it bad. So we'll have some audio on that. They're digging out and trying to recover from, some pretty horrible storms. that happened over the weekend. We'll be back and start Today in Sound Clips coming up in just a few minutes.
The Daily
That's not the right one. Hold on. I almost played the wrong one, Joanna.
Oh, no.
How could you let this almost happen?
Oh, my God.
The Daily Calendar. Hey guys, it's September 30th. Italy must be freaking out.
Mamma mia!
Today is extra virgin olive oil day. Delicious and pure and good for your health. It's a superfood. Not as superfood as National Chewing Gum Day. The oldest piece of chewing gum ever discovered was 5,000 years old in Finland. Stuck on the underside of a table. Probably. And today's your day for loving people. It takes some practice. Good luck with that. And that's your daily calendar.
Hey, it's Chuck, your host for Loudwire Nights. Tonight at 7, we will rock the borderland with the best rock ever made and the best rock being made. Special guests, birthday and anniversary celebrations, and every night at 10.
With your play, 800-GAMBLER, or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Broadcasting from El Paso for El Paso. The Buzz Adams Morning Show on 95.5 KLAQ.
Today in Sound Clips on the way. Joanna, I forgot to tell you on Saturday Night Live, Bowen Yang played the baby hippo. He played Moo Ding.
Oh, my God.
You've been kind of obsessed with the baby hippo.
I love that baby hippo.
Moo Ding. Hey,
I love when Bowen Yang wears...
like an iceberg, or what was he one time?
The balloon.
The spy balloon. We got a great contest that is just getting underway, and we're still doing cash codes all this week, all next week. But let me tell you about this other contest. You could win an autographed guitar from Blackstone Cherry. KLAQ presents Blackstone Cherry at the Rock House Bar and Grill. That is on Montana Avenue, 9828 Montana, and it's going to be Saturday, October the 12th. So not this Saturday, but a week from Saturday. You can win tickets to see Blackstone Cherry put on an amazing show at Rock House and a signed Blackstone Cherry commemorative edition guitar. I got to hold it the other day. And yes, I was careful that my sleeve didn't wipe off the autograph or whatever. So the contest is underway. It's just started this morning. Just go to the feature button on the KLAQ mobile app or to the must-read bar on KLAQ.com. And you'll find it there. Contest for Blackstone Cherry. Enter to win. Grand prize winner will be announced on Tuesday, October the 9th, here on the Buzz Adams Morning Show. So let me give you the details once again. Blackstone Cherry at the Rock House. That is October the 12th. Doors open at 6:30. Concert starts at 7:30. Open to 18 and older. Bar with 21 and older, or 21 and ID. Oh, jeez. Special guest, the Ray Audiola Trio. So, contest is going to be going on here all this week and through Tuesday of next week. And you can find out more about it. Open up that KLAQ mobile app or go to KLAQ.com and you'll find all the information you need for Blackstone Cherry coming Saturday, October the 12th. Got today in sound clips, a lot of news over the weekend, some wild weather in the southeast part of the United States. We're going to talk about that and a whole lot more. It's time for Today in Sound Clips.
And now, Today in Sound Clips.
I wanted to show Nico the clip from this movie that's kind of like, it's not a sequel, but it's obviously inspired by Cocaine Bear.
Oh.
Yeah. I showed it to you earlier, right?
You did,
all right.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I don't know. We saw it. I kind of want to get Nico's reaction because we just cracked the hell up. And I want to see if he thinks it's as funny as we did.
Damn it, Nico. Where are you?
I talked to him about 30 minutes ago. I'm almost there.
He lives down the street.
He must go Trans Mountain to get to the radio station. That's the only way that he lives 2 minutes away. At least 115 people are confirmed to be dead from Hurricane Helene, but with thousands still missing, that number is expected to rise. The storm left widespread damage, which AccuWeather estimates will result in total economic losses between $95 billion and $110 billion. With 600 still missing in parts of North Carolina alone, search teams are working to reach communities that have been completely cut off. And the Kentucky governor said roads are all closed in western Kentucky. During a press conference yesterday, North Carolina Emergency Management Director William Ray said that the conditions in his state on the ground are still dangerous.
I want to remind all North Carolinians that conditions on the ground remain extremely dangerous, even as flooding has continued.
Ray said that emergency roaming was activated in the state on Friday. What is emergency roaming, I wonder? Maybe this will explain it.
On Friday, our telecommunications partners activated disaster roaming on all networks. What this means is that any phone on any carrier can access any network to place calls.
Oh, all right. I've never heard of them doing that before. It's probably a good idea, right? They can do that? They can just activate so you can use any... Do it all. Leave it that way.
That should be the norm.
Yeah, right. We should just be able to go outside and not even question where it comes from. North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper warned residents to stay off the roads. He says especially in the western part of North Carolina, those roads are too dangerous to be driving on.
Travel in western North Carolina remains limited and dangerous. 280 state-maintained roads are closed, including parts of Interstate 40 and Interstate 26. Please stay off western North Carolina roads so that emergency responders, utility crews, and desperately needed supplies can get through. We don't need people visiting western North Carolina viewing the damage.
And some reports are coming out of North Carolina that some towns have just been wiped off the map, including the town of Chimney Rock. There are several stories here. I don't think they're going to know the full extent of the damage, not today anyway. I think it'll take a couple of days. One of the things that was left in the wake of the devastation of Hurricane Helene was a hospital. Here is Dr. Sean Oshbein describing the scene as patients were evacuated from the roof of the hospital during Hurricane Helene.
There were literally flowing rapids, probably 6 inches to a half a foot to a foot high, flowing within the building. And every team member, even with that, were pushing those gurneys to get them out through the doors, to get them back into an eddy behind the hospital. And that's where we used ladders from the fire truck to get on the roof because
So you all hoisted those patients onto the roof?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, we did. Some of us carried individual patients on our backs. We just didn't know how much time we had.
Oh, my God.
Speaking of carrying people on your backs, there is a Fox News weatherman who is being hailed as a hero. Bob Van Dillen was all over social media this weekend. You might have seen it. They went to him for a live shot with Fox and Friends. He left where he was filming, like put his microphone down and went to save a woman in a flooded car. It happened on Friday after Hurricane Helene tore through. And while broadcasting, this Fox weatherman went out and carried, it looks like an older woman, on his back through the water. They're saying this guy's a real hero. He just put everything down to go rescue this lady.
911, they're coming. You're good. You're good. Oh, man, it's a situation. We will get back to you in a little bit. I'm going to go see if I can help this lady out a little bit more, you guys. I'll be back.
Are you guys okay?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we put her in the car. She was cold. I gave her my shirt. Her husband's going to pick her up. The fire truck came. They're good. Everyone's good. So let's get back to it.
Cool.
Wow.
As I mentioned that Georgia got some of the hurricane damage. That wasn't all for them. Rockdale County had a biolabs fire that they had to evacuate a lot of people. Some residents east of Atlanta were evacuated yesterday, while others were told to shelter in place and keep the doors and windows closed after a chemical plant fire. doors and windows
My
closed.
God.
I'm getting the hell out of there. I'm getting
Right?
how many people are going to hunker down when you get in your car and
close
get
your
the hell out?
windows really
Yeah.
good.
You know what? Don't forget one, because poisonous chemicals. Interstate 20 was shut down in Georgia after a sprinkler head malfunction around 5 p.m. at the Biolabs plant in Conyers, Georgia, sparking a fire when the water mixed with a water-reactive chemical. See, you would think water is going to help any fire situation, but that's not the case. Here is Rockdale County, Georgia Sheriff Eric Levitt. He told the press near the site to tell the public stay away from this Biolabs fire.
Please spread the word to stay away from this area at this point. The interstate, as you can see, is backed up.
And here's the fire chief in Rockdale County, Marion McDaniel, said the fire was started, talks about that malfunctioning sprinkler and the chemicals.
I do not know the specific type of chemical, but only that it is water reactive.
And looks like there could be a strike looming. The International Longshoremen's Association says that they are going to strike if a deal isn't reached. So what was it? It was the Teamsters a couple of weeks ago, the auto workers, the airlines, and now it looks like the longshoremen might go on strike. Here's Harold Daggett, president of International Longshoremen's Association, making it clear that they're prepared to strike if a deal isn't reached.
I'll shut them down throughout the world to prove that we can beat them.
Okay. And Tom Brady had to defend himself against comments made by Baker. I mean, he didn't have to defend himself, but he chose to. During the Fox broadcast yesterday of the Buccaneers and the Eagles, Tom Brady fired back after current Buccaneers quarterback Baker Mayfield said that when he came in, it was to return the joy and fun because Tom Brady was just no fun. Nobody liked playing with him. And he was a kind of a real ball breaker, Joanna. So here is Fox broadcaster Tom Brady clapping back at Baker Mayfield.
Said, quote, they wanted me to come in, be myself, bring the joy back to football for guys who weren't having as much fun. It's funny because you've made this environment for me very stressful up here in the booth, so I understand where he's coming from.
Do you feel it?
No.
Feel the stress? No. Well, I was going to say, I thought stressful was not having Super Bowl rings. So there was a mindset of a champion that I took to work every day. This wasn't daycare. If I wanted to have fun, I was going to go to Disneyland with my kids.
Damn. He slapped a taste out of his mouth with that one. And finally, Kamala Harris, the vice president who's running for president, made a trip to the border. But they're criticizing almost every aspect of it. And by they, I mean them. You know. Hey, good morning, Nico. Nico's here. Time to get our last story of the day.
To work, who gets a What you gonna be doing about it? I said I play. You gonna fire me? There's no one else here, bitch.
You had an awfully busy weekend, right?
Oh, my God.
I was talking, because we got to go to a break in a second.
So tired.
Yeah. Well, don't bring that sleepy energy to the show, because Joanna and I are both amped up. You can see. Woo.
I'm super amped, man.
You got to show him that clip.
I'm as amped up as Frankie Valli at one of his shows now that he's 91 years old.
Which I have coming up for you in entertainment.
He didn't die with the Big Bopper?
No, Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons.
I'm thinking Richie Valens.
Richie Valens did, but not Frankie Valli.
Was it Richie Valens in the same band?
No.
Oh, okay.
God.
I've never heard someone say so many wrong things. Right after the other.
I don't even think you're trying to say wrong stuff, and everything you say is wrong.
Give him a moment too.
Okay, so they are. I want to show you a couple things. We'll get back to Kamala, the border, and her $62,000 necklace in just a second. But Nico, I have to show you this. Do you remember last year? I think it was last year. maybe it was 2 years ago when Cocaine Bear came out.
Yeah.
Remember Cocaine Bear?
Yeah.
All right. Your attention to the screen, please, because here is...
Be careful with the bad words.
I know. Crackoon.
Did a raccoon get some crack?
I'm putting two and two together here and saying, raccoon got
that
a
would
hold
be
of some...
amazing.
All right.
Raccoons already look a little cracked out to begin with.
Why won't this play?
You got to press play, Buzz.
There you go. I don't think it wants to give it that,
Okay.
Crackoon.
I thought you were showing me something real.
Crackoon.
This is real. Crackoon
This
is based on true events.
No, it's not. No, it is not.
Crackoon.
Although, who's to say somebody didn't throw some crack in their trash away accidentally, and a trash panda comes and gets it?
I would imagine any substance that people have thrown away, raccoons have
tried.
Have tried it,
Yeah.
sure. So this could be a documentary.
I've been
but
laughing at raccoons lately because I just watched Everything Everywhere All at Once, and they have this thing called Raccoony.
Was it a good movie?
It was a good movie.
Buzz doesn't like the multiple universes.
Yeah, I figured.
I like raccoons because they have the fingers that
Those
look
hands.
like they can grab things.
Dude,
And then like you give them things and they're like, thank you.
can I tell you a raccoon story?
Please.
So,
I mean, do we have time?
Raccoon.
we
We
did.
have lots of time. There's not a lot of commercials.
No, I meant in life at this point for another.
It's happened a couple of times. If I've left the garage door open, I'll go out in the morning and there's like a family of raccoons or a band of raccoons. I don't know if they're related or not. But,
Or it's a family.
but they're definitely working together and they're trying to get into a bag of dry dog food.
Okay.
They're working as a team.
Have you ever seen a raccoon just crunching on food? It's cute.
Well, I saw him, I surprised them. So it's like when I open the door, boom, the lights come on and they're real surprised. They had dragged the bag of dog food. And it's not one of the super big ones, but, one of the maybe 25-pounders. They had dragged it out of the garage and onto the driveway when I frightened them off. And then about a week later, I found the bag of dog food. They'd dragged it all the way to my front yard. Isn't that crazy?
They're like, we're taking this.
They work together. They're planning.
They're organizing.
When you look at that one, you can tell she's thinking, figuring things out.
I need you to record these raccoons in your garage. And
The thing is, it's always a surprise.
like that.
It's always a surprise.
You
I
never
surprise them, they surprise me, and they scurry off before I could ever get.
That's
my
a
phone
movie
out
franchise we need to see. Planet of the Raccoons.
So they criticized Kamala Harris. They said, well, you went to Douglas, Arizona. That's not even a very active part of the border. And they said, yeah, real nice. You're going down here on the border and you're wearing a $62,000 necklace. Now, how anybody could know that was a $62,000 necklace is kind of a
mystery to you?
Well, it's a mystery. Yeah. How do you know how much her jewelry is? But that's the story that the New York Post was running. Kamala and her expensive jewelry down in Arizona.
Hi, it's Kamala Harris. Want to show her how you really feel? Then give her the gift of $62,000 jewelry from Kamala Jewelers. It's the only kind of jewelry I wear.
Honey, I have a question. Well, actually, I'll let Kamala Harris ask you.
Okay. Hi. Jeff really loves you. And, love is important. It's the opposite of hate. Jewelry. Yeah, you wear it. And, you wear a lot of things. Clothes. You wear clothes and sometimes hats, right? To keep the sun out of your eyes.
Kamala, what's your question?
Excuse me, I'm speaking. Anyway, hats, right? A lot of people wear hats because sometimes, the people who wear hats are covering up their bald spots.
Oh, for crying out loud. Will you marry me?
Sure.
You can leave now, Kamala.
So give her the gift of expensive jewelry from Kamala Jewelers. We'll see you soon.
Every kiss begins with...
Hardest interview
reviews, new music discoveries, celebrating artists' birthdays, commemorating releases.
Champion of all things rock.
We can help you wear your and dress shoes again in comfort. Trade in your bad feet for good feet at the Good Feet store.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Enderman Personal Injury Lawyers.
At GVILaw.com.
Oh, good heavens, God almighty, what's happening in here? Derek sent a picture of you in your lederhosen. I don't know how Derek got a hold of a picture of you in your lederhosen.
Oh, me and my lederhosen are everywhere.
Yeah, there you go. There's Nico at the
look at that
at the Oktoberfest in Ruidoso.
That's actually early on. I progressively lost more of my lederhosen by the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
I have it in my car. Should I go put it on, Joanna?
You should. Did you see what I sent you?
No. What'd you send
I
me?
replied back to your lederhosen.
Let me see. Because I sent you a picture too, Buzz. Buzz, you saw it too. I sent you both a picture.
I saw it on your Instagram.
A lot of people from El Paso travel up to Ruidoso.
I had so many friends who went up there. They said it was such a blast.
Yeah, Ruidoso's back. First of all, Downshift Brewing Company.
You didn't send me a text.
I thought I could have sworn I did.
I would
send both of you.
It's okay. I'm not complaining. I don't want to see you in your lederhosen.
Are you sure? Like you don't want to sound a little sadder?
You in your lederhosen.
You want to sound a little bit sadder? Okay. Anyways, it was about several thousand people that went to Downshift Brewing Company's Riverside location.
Well, yeah, some of them are locals, of course.
I would say 80% were not locals.
Really?
Yeah.
That's probably, you could be very correct about that.
Biani and Joe sent me a message, and I didn't see it till later on.
Were they up there?
They were up there, and I was busy in my lederhosen during the day, and I didn't get back to them till the day afterwards. And they sent me a picture of like an empty parking lot, and they were like, "Well, I guess we're not doing it. Like we're not. I mean, nobody's here." They went to the wrong one.
What?
There's two different locations
of Downshift.
God, really?
Downshift, right?
Yeah, they didn't go to the one downtown on Meacham.
They're only like a block away from each other. It's like, or 2 blocks. I mean, they're a little
So
far.
they didn't get to see anything?
They didn't get to see anything, but it was just.
Well, couldn't they have walked around the block and seen, this is where the party is?
They're not that close necessarily, but yeah, I feel bad because they didn't get to see everything. But if you had walked up, you would have seen so many tents, just a bunch of people inside Downshift. It was packed in every room. They have multiple rooms for bands inside itself and places to hang out outside. The food was delicious. I mean, man, and not just Downshift, Ruidoso in general, just driving down Sudderth, like it felt like whenever you used to go back up there, like people were just walking their dogs on the side. It was packed with people like at the antique vendors. They were like antiquing, I guess.
People going and buying
a lot of weed stores.
Rhinestones, walking
sticks,
sticks, T-shirts. And what else do they have in there?
Yeah, what are they famous
like
for?
Indian blankets. I don't know. It's that those tourist stores all along Sudderth.
And then they have like restaurants and
they got a Schlotsky's. Did you think to get me a Schlotsky's while you were there?
No, I burnt that one down just for you.
All right, got a little more to tell you about till we get to good news, bad news of the week.
Oh, can I tell you though? I drank so much beer. I drank so much beer at that time. Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever drank so much beer.
Drinking?
Drunken.
I don't think drinking has ever been a word in any language.
Give me the perfect past participle of the drunk.
Drank. I don't think I've ever drank so much.
Drunk. Did you say drunk?
You've been drinking.
Drinking?
Can we agree that drankin'
you gotta say it with more swag in your voice. What the hell is that?
Drankin'. Okay, so I got to share something with you real quick here. So I don't know how they discovered it, like how people discover these weird things about music. As an example of one that goes back some years, somebody somewhere started the Pink Floyd album Dark Side of the Moon exactly as they were starting The Wizard of Oz on TV. and figured out that they sync up.
That's what the lore says.
I mean, how does somebody discover that?
That's a good point.
That
all the Pink Floyd guys, the one thing that Roger Waters and David Gilmour have agreed on, and they don't agree on much, was, yeah, we didn't do that. It was just a coincidence.
I thought it was
coincidence.
I thought it was Wizard of Oz that it syncs up with.
That's what I said.
Oh, okay.
I said Wizard of Oz.
I thought you said
Pink
else.
Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah, that's weird.
Wizard of
How
Oz.
somebody figured it out.
Somebody figured out that if you play a Dolly Parton song, any Dolly Parton song, and slow it down, Dolly Parton sounds exactly like Hozier.
Oh my God.
Is that the Take Me to Church guy?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's Take Me to Church.
So here's a Dolly song.
I like playing that for friends. I like Buzz. I'll be like, this song's all about sex.
The Dolly Parton song slowed down is Jolene, and it sounds like Hozier, and then that's going to be followed by Hozier singing Take Me to Church. You ready?
Okay.
This is pretty incredible, guys. So
All right.
prepare yourselves.
Jolene, 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 Jolene.
Oh my God.
I'm begging of you.
Does it sound like Hozier?
That's Hozier right there.
Now, some of you who are not as automatically familiar with Hozier, wait till you hear Hozier sing and how much it sounds like him.
Jolene, I'm begging of you, please don't take my man.
And here's Hozier.
Take me to church, I worship like a dog at the shrine of your life. I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death, the good God, let me give you my life.
You kind of looked askance. Like maybe you don't think they actually sound that much alike.
No.
Joanna, what did you think?
Close enough.
I think it was good. Yeah.
Actually, at the end of the Jolene part that you played, you could hear. You know how Dolly Parton has? It's not a lisp, is it? Does she have like a lisp or like
Her
a
S's are a little
little shaky?
They sound like this a little bit.
Begging of you, please don't take my man.
Take my man.
Take my man. Okay.
That sounds like something Hozier would totally do.
Please don't take my man.
Jelly Roll had a pretty crazy weekend.
Jelly Roll!
He
I
was
love
the
him.
musical guest on Saturday Night Live, performed Liar, which is one of his songs that we know.
Love it.
And then he performed a new one. Also, he played Madison Square Garden in front of a sold-out crowd. And to get around Manhattan, he rode along with a police car. He had a police escort in the police car to get Jelly Roll. What do you, Joanna?
Yes.
What do you think Jelly Roll
Ways?
Yeah.
Ways?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really bad at that.
More or less than Buzz?
Way more.
A little more.
No, way more. I'm going to say 400 to 500
I would say
pounds.
about 400
Okay.
to 500.
Okay.
About 400 to 500 pounds. So here he is.
I want to hug him.
He performed two great songs. Well, he looks like just the sweetest person on earth.
I feel like
and
a
he was,
hug from Jelly Roll would fix a lot of
You
our
know,
problems.
he did drugs.
You
yeah,
guys
but
gotta
he
watch that documentary. It's so good.
But he reformed, got off the drugs. Maybe. Here's Jelly Roll talking about his crazy weekend in NYC.
Listen, y'all, I normally don't broadcast this kind of insanity when it happens, but this is the most insane it's ever been. We played Madison Square Garden last night. It was sold out. Insane. Then I just went to Central Park and did Global Citizen. Central Park, y'all, where Garth did his show. It was crazy. It was unreal. The famous Central Park. But listen, now I'm getting a police escort through Manhattan to go to Saturday Night Live, baby!
He sounds amazing, actually.
We had one of those things where celebrity deaths come in 3 on this weekend. Maggie Smith.
Yeah.
Who won an Academy Award all the way back in the 60s. You know, she won an Academy Award for Best Actress in 1968.
Wanda Fish? The fish we'll call Wanda? Is she in that one?
What the hell are you talking about?
Which one?
It's the prime of Miss Jean Brody.
Oh.
Jean, you're young and alive. What did you think she was in A Fish Called Wanda for?
I don't know. She's worked with Michael Caine a lot.
Was Michael Caine in A Fish Called Wanda?
I'll look it up.
Yes.
Have you seen A Fish Called Wanda?
It's Kevin Kline, John Cleese, Jamie Lee Curtis, Michael Palin. You got a few, at least a couple.
Oh, maybe I'm confusing John Cleese and Michael Caine.
Michael Caine does not come out in A Fish Called Wanda,
Okay.
honey.
Yep.
Have you seen A Fish
Apparently
Called
not.
Wanda?
No.
All right.
Nico's a little sleep deprived.
A little.
John Ashton, who played Taggart, the older detective in Beverly Hills Cop. And he was in the Axel F that came out earlier this year. So he passed away after a battle with cancer. And Chris Christopherson.
Whistler.
He played Whistler.
Whistler's dead.
Singer, songwriter, actor.
Yeah, who cares about all that other stuff? Whistler.
He died Saturday at his home in Maui. He was 88. So here are a couple of Chris Christopherson's well-known songs. He some of them he wrote, like Me and Bobby McGee, which Janis Joplin sang. He was the songwriter of that one.
If it sounds country, man, that's what it is. It's a country song. Feeling good was easy, Lord, when Bobby sang the blues. Feeling good was good enough for me. Good enough for me and Bobby McGee. Come and lay down by my side.
Yeah, Joanna, you know this one? Help me make it through the night.
All I'm taking is your time. Help me make it through the night.
Chris Christopherson was part of a super group in the 80s. Did you know that?
I was about to ask you that. I thought he had been in a really famous band.
It was four really famous people in a band. So it was Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash, Chris Christopherson, and Waylon Jennings. They were the Highwaymen. Their first album went to platinum. It was #1 album in the country. So here is the song The Highwaymen from that musical collaboration. Again, Chris Christopherson has passed away at the age of 88.
I was a sailor. I was born upon the tide.
I think that's Johnny Cash.
With the sea I did abide. I sailed a schooner around the Horn of Mexico.
That's Chris.
I went aloft to furl the mainsail in a blow. And when the yards broke off, they said that I got killed.
But I am living still.
The Highwaymen.
I was a highwayman. That's when Willie starts singing. Willie's got a real distinct voice. You know, that is gonna be a crusher, you know, when Willie passes away.
Oh, yeah. Because he's
Chris Christopherson. Of the highwaymen, Willie's the only one left. Everybody else dead now.
Willie's a part of American culture.
Outlived all of them?
Yeah, right. Well, man, that's what we do.
To all the girls I've loved before. Were you Willie? Were your parents Willie Nelson fans, Joanna?
Yes, of course.
Your parents?
Yeah.
Everybody
likes him.
Yeah,
like
right.
he's been a musician.
He's like
actor.
He's like the male. Like as far as being beloved, he's the male Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
People love Willie the way people love Dolly.
Universally loved.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's do good news, bad news of the week. This is a segment that we do, once a week maybe. Look at both the positive and negative side of all of our stories here on the good news, bad news of the week. And today we start with
good news.
Good news. Over the weekend, Donald Trump bought $950 of Diet Cokes and hamburgers for every customer at a bar in New York City.
What's the bad news?
I think it goes without saying he was the only customer. More of the good news, bad news. Good news, director M. Night Shyamalan is working on his 17th movie.
Yeah, what's so bad about that?
Well, if it's good, it'll only be his third good movie. So I give that to Sixth Sense. Unbreakable.
Unbreakable.
And Split. That's about it.
That's decent.
I'm going to say Avatar: The Last Airbender.
No. Everybody, there's not a single person alive who thinks that's, not even M. Night Shyamalan thinks that's a good movie anymore. All right. We got one more here. President Biden was on The View. Now we got two more. President Biden was on The View Wednesday. It didn't go great. He called Whoopi Goldberg Kamala twice. So
No.
you don't like that one?
That's good. That was good.
All right. And this one, I just want to give some attention to something we're observing in the month of September.
Good news.
September is Childhood Obesity Awareness Month. Now, this is almost like a choose your punchline. I've got three, and you just, which is the fact. It is Childhood Obesity Awareness Month. You're already aware if your child is obese if, when you take him to the mall at Christmas time, Santa has to sit on his lap. You know your kid is obese if his school picture had to be taken by Google Earth. You know your child is obese if his classmates voted him most likely to lose a foot. And that's the good news, bad news of the week.
I'm Daniel Paulus, and whether you're wrapping up your workday,
favorite at ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a Town Square media station.
All right, coming up, Joanna's Hollywood Cheesemay. She's going to be talking about, topical stories of interest from entertainment in Hollywood. The Cheesemay right around the corner. And we are doing cash codes. We got 2 more weeks, Mondays through Fridays this week. And the week following, your chance to win, money. You could be a daily $100 winner. We get 10 $100 winners daily. In a couple of weeks, when the contest is coming to a close, though, we're going to pick somebody out who gets $30,000. So listen every Monday through Friday, starting at 8 o'clock, and it goes through 5 p.m. for the KLAQ cash codes. We'll have your first one a little over an hour from now. If you're playing, you know how it works. Open up the cash code on the KLAQ mobile app or at KLAQ.com. Enter the numbers there. You can also get all the details and official rules. Joanna, what's the thing you say? Don't leave a fake name number. Like people, and I get it because neither do I. People don't like giving out their phone number unless, but that we use the phone number to contact our winners.
So in the app chat, when you message in the app chat, it shows the number that you're doing it from. And sometimes I see that is a fake number.
Yeah,
it's just all fives.
Yeah. If it's 555-5555.
867-5309. Really.
Unless the person is named Jenny.
Which I don't blame you. You don't want to put your real number. But if you're doing this contest, it's very important that you have your real number because that is how we will contact you. If you're one of our daily winners or if you're the grand prize winner.
Joanna, before we get to your Hollywood report.
What?
Here's a question.
Oh.
It's a stupid question.
Okay.
What do you do when you discover that a sock has lost its match?
Good question. This is a very good question.
What do I do? I frantically look through the laundry room to see, did I lose this bitch somewhere?
Yeah, but if you can't find the sock.
I've never thrown out a sock.
I accept defeat and then just pair it up with someone else who also lost their partner.
You mean another sock? Yeah. I get what you're saying.
And if you just look at my socks on a daily basis, they're all kind of mismatched.
Are they really?
Sometimes they are all mismatched.
I thought I was one of a kind, but apparently we're two of a kind because if it's
I can't wear the mismatched
if it's
socks.
tan or khaki and matches another tan or khaki, I'll put
the
two
same
orphans
color.
together.
Yeah.
I don't even care if they like match with the color or anything. I'm wearing them. If they're clean, I'm wearing them.
Can't do that. I have
that's a living on the edge a little too much for me.
I have a whole coffin that I just keep all the other, just the singles in.
RIPs.
Yeah, all the RIPs.
Really?
Yeah.
So you don't even try to wear them or like
No.
as a last ditch effort when you haven't done laundry and you're like, damn, I only have mismatched socks.
God, I hate it when one of my favorite
sandals.
If I've got there are some socks that are like my favorite socks. And when the toe busts out in them, not that long ago, people would fix socks. It was called darning. Have you ever heard of that, Joanna?
Yes, and I Love Lucy.
Huh?
And I Love Lucy, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I've got to darn these socks in time to be at Ricky's show.
Right.
I guess socks are just so cheap now, it doesn't pay to fix them. Because I don't think anybody's doing that anymore.
Right.
You know what somebody needs to invent?
What's
if
that?
you drop an ash on your shirt and it burns a tiny little hole, they need to invent some kind of little piece of stick-on fabric that goes on the inside that's the same color as the shirt.
I like how both of you look down at your
I did look at mine.
If you're a smoker, you know that this just happens. You sacrifice some of your shirts to the god of nicotine.
Sure.
like Band-Aids, except you stick them on the inside of your
Right.
shirt, and if it's a solid color shirt, nobody's ever going to know.
But that's the good question is, what if it's not a solid shirt?
I think you could probably find something in the same color group. You'd probably get away with it. I mean, throwing out a perfectly good shirt because it's got one tiny piece.
Oh, I still wear it with the hole.
You do?
I do.
But you can't wear mismatched socks.
Yeah.
All right. So
that's weird.
What goes on in that brain
It's like,
of yours?
this is
Nico?
totally unacceptable. Mismatched socks. It is totally acceptable. Hole in shirt.
You sound like you got bitten by a craccoon.
Craccoon.
Well, there's a poll about this. They ask people, what do you do when you discover your sock has lost its mate? 38% keep it for a short period of time, hoping the other one will show up. And then if it doesn't, they get rid of the sock one way or another.
Nah, man, it's going in my sock box.
Oh, gross.
29% of people say they keep the remaining sock indefinitely in hopes of finding the other one someday.
One time I
Yeah,
did
that's what I
find
do.
its mate
After years?
after like months.
Where were you?
But by then I had already lost the other one. So
It had already made little sock babies with other socks.
19% of people, work on patience, folks. 19% of people say if a sock is missing, they throw the other one away immediately.
wow, just like useless, rich.
9% claim they never lose socks. Why are you going to lie on
Who's
this
gonna brag about I've
I
never lost a sock?
People who don't wear socks.
You liar.
I mean, I could get away with fewer socks.
I cannot. I love socks.
Another question asked how you store your socks. Drawer.
Box. Box.
You have a box, like a cardboard
Do you
box?
remember I used to talk about my sock bucket?
Mm-hmm.
The bucket got
Changed to a box.
got crushed one night.
How was that?
I was a little tipsy.
And you fell on your bucket?
I fell in the bucket. So I had to buy a new bucket, but I couldn't find a bucket I liked. So now they're in a box,
Nice.
like a fancy box of memories.
I can't wait to see your
But
box,
they're
Joanna.
socks. My sock box?
Yes.
Sure.
I should bring it in one day.
Okay, so going on Buzz's idea of the little sticker, what if shirt manufacturers just include a small little piece of fabric?
Oh, my God. They do that.
Like when they add an extra button
They
in shirts.
do, but because I only started smoking in earnest recently, it didn't happen enough. That's right. Oh, I feel like a dimwit now.
Attached to the shirt that you can snip off and glue, kind of like the extra buttons. I think you're onto something, Buzz. 50-50, bro. Got it.
Oh, you guys go in on it 50-50.
You just go on Shark Tank and be like, hello, sharks. Today I would like to present to you the extra piece of fabric.
That's what that little extra piece. It doesn't come with every shirt, like a like a t-shirt or a polo. It's got to be like a dress shirt.
Right.
Really. Start putting them on shirts people wear every day.
Work on your Shark Tank proposal.
Good evening, sharks. How many of you here smoke the chronic?
What would you call it?
Yeah, you got to come up with a good name for
Buzz
it.
Fabrics?
Ash holes.
Ash holes. Yep, there you go. That's the one. That's it.
That just got it done.
Yes.
Right?
Got it done.
Try
Would
ash
you like to
holes.
try ash holes?
Yeah, that works.
Joanna's Hollywood cheeseburger. Joanna's Hollywood cheeseburger. Joanna's Hollywood cheeseburger. Joanna, tell us more.
Here is Joanna Barba with today's Hollywood Cheese. Good morning, Joanna.
Good morning. Well, congratulations go out to Frances Bean Cobain, the daughter of Nirvana frontman Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love, and her husband Riley Hawk, which is the son of Tony Hawk. They have welcomed their first child
No
together.
way.
90s royalty, folks. 90s royalty right there.
Frances announced on her Instagram this weekend that her baby boy, who is named Ronan Walker Cobain Hawk, was born on September 17th. What a badass name.
Ronan Walker Cobain Hawk.
Badass.
So
right there.
those are all references to the 90s.
What's Ronan?
Movie with Robert De Niro.
Walker.
Texas Ranger.
Oh, you're just connecting them to the 90s. You have no idea.
You didn't know if that was what inspired the name, but you're just 90s, right?
Yeah.
Ronan Walker Cobain Hawk was born on September 17th. Of course, famous friends and family, including Tony Hawk and Zelda Williams, daughter of Robin Williams, congratulated the couple in the comments. The happy couple tied the knot in an intimate ceremony back in October of 2023. So congratulations to them.
Do you remember what the dress code was for their wedding?
No, what was it?
Flannel.
Elbow pads.
Yeah, and then they had rock stars and Red Bulls for everybody.
Nice. Sounds like my kind of party.
It was like, the perfect 90s party.
This is the most X party ever.
Yeah.
You remember in the 90s, everything was X this and X that.
Extreme.
Yeah.
Nice.
X Games. Ex-wife.
Anna Delvey claims that she wasn't given a fair chance on Dancing with the Stars and feels exploited by the show.
Mm-hmm.
In a published interview with NBC News, Delvey said, quote, "The show so obviously used me to drive up the ratings. They never gave any plans.
Please
to
do that.
give me
Yes.
any
Yeah, do it like
chance
that. Do
to
it like
grow and only cared about exploiting me for attention." Delvey was eliminated last week after performing a quick step routine. And when asked,
that's the reason anybody goes on the show is to, milk a few more seconds of fame out of their careers.
She danced with a bedazzled ankle monitor. So, anyway, when asked by co-host Julianne Hough what she'd take away from the experience, Delvey bluntly replied, "Nothing." She later told Good Morning America that her favorite part was getting eliminated. She expressed hope for a second chance, saying, quote, "Not sure when people will finally afford me the second chance and stop persecuting me so that I have the opportunity to move on with my life." Delvey was, if you'll remember, convicted of grand larceny for pretending to be an heiress.
So I saw an interview with her and her dancing partner, and she is insane. Like, something must be wrong with her.
Something must be wrong with the people from Dancing with the Stars. Why would
Why would they
her?
invite somebody who's basically just a con artist?
I think they're TV producers who know it's all about ratings and whether we're going to hire Sean Spicer, the former spokesperson for Donald Trump, to come Dancing with the Stars, or we're going to get Anna Delvey. Yeah.
Get the Menendez brothers.
And now, live from the San Diego
They can be
prison.
each other's partner.
Yeah, right.
Over the weekend, hundreds, even thousands of music videos were blocked across North America due to a copyright dispute between YouTube and licensing company KLAQ.
CSAC?
KLAQ? SESAC. They are a licensing company recognized by the U.S. Copyright Office that, quote, collects royalties and helps protect copyrights on behalf of thousands of songwriters and publishers in the U.S. The block affected several artists, including Nirvana, Adele, Green Day, Mariah Carey, Kendrick Lamar, and R.E.M., to name a few. However, only select songs were blocked, and not all of the musicians' output on YouTube, meaning some music videos are working fine, while others display the message, this video contains content from CSAC. It's not available in your country.
What's going on here? Because they let him do it? How long's YouTube been around?
I always just thought it was some sort of agreement.
Yeah.
It was cool to have
We'll
all these
run your
music
videos.
Right. According to a report from Variety, the dispute stems from YouTube being unable to reach a new deal with CSAC. The two companies' current deal is believed to have expired sometime last week, according to a YouTube account handler on X who wrote about it in response to fan complaints. A representative for YouTube said in a statement to Variety that the platform is in active negotiations with them for a new agreement. And finally, Frankie Valli, the legendary crooner and frontman of the Four Seasons, turned 90 this past May.
Gotta Google this.
But continues to maintain a robust touring schedule with concerts planned well into 2025.
Yeah, but it's unclear if he actually shows up for him or not. I mean, he might be there in body, but not in spirit.
Definitely not in spirit. During recent concert footage of the singer has gone viral on social media over the last few weeks, with many expressing concern over his well-being. Somebody call Adult Protective Services. Many of the clips show Valli singing with the microphone far below his mouth. He often struggles to keep up with the music, barely moving his lips.
I don't think he's singing. I don't think anything's coming out. So do you want to see some of this?
Sure.
Keep in mind, this man was a legend. The Four Seasons,
90 years old,
had a ton of hits, and they made a Broadway musical about his life. But
what was the musical called?
Jersey Boys.
Jersey Boys. Yeah.
There's Frankie.
Oh my God!
Well, he's not even trying at that. Am I right?
Yeah,
he's
just not even mouthing him to the right time at the right time.
He looks kind of like Michael Douglas.
Yeah, right? I thought the same.
Yeah. I don't think he wants to be there, and I'm not sure he knows he's there. But it's almost like when I see Tiger Woods and he's playing golf and he's 15 over and he's so miserable, I'm like, let this man quit. Just somebody let him quit.
Well, he's the one that wants to be there.
Why? Who, Tiger?
Yes.
You can tell from his face he does not.
Well,
same thing with this. I don't know who's making him go out at 91. Let him sleep in.
I'm so
let
happy
him sit
you
on the
said that.
beach. Let him relax.
A representative for Valli has told the New York Post that, quote, Frankie is doing just fine and super happy to still be performing. The audiences are filling venues and listening to some great music. Frankie is doing what he loves to do at 90. We should all be so lucky. However, so many are expressing concern, calling it kind of cruel to leave this 90-year-old man on that stage to perform. Oh, Frankie.
Can you name any of the other members of the Four Seasons?
Joe Pesci.
Joe Pesci is not.
Yes, he's in the play.
Was?
He was a member.
Oh,
he was kind of like a hang-around younger kid member.
He's not a member of the Four Seasons.
He is definitely in the play.
What's the play that they made?
Jersey Boys.
Okay, yeah, I'm talking about the actual band.
I mean, not the actor, as a character. Joe Pesci is a character in Jersey Boys because they all started out together. And yes, at one point he did sing as a member of the Four Seasons.
Huh. Well,
that's the way I remember
that. That's the movie. That's not in here, at least.
It's not the movie. It's the play.
Anyways,
walk like a man, talk like a man, walk like a man, my son.
He is not mentioned anywhere in the Wikipedia.
Nico. And with your entertainment news, I'm Joanna Barba.
Hey, Joanna. I have an entertainment story. I didn't know if you were going to do it or not. Have you heard about the new Talk Tua podcast?
Talk
have, yeah.
Tua
Yes. It is Haley Welch's new podcast.
with the real Hawk Tua girl.
With the real Hawk Tua girl.
Because they had somebody play her on SNL. You know what would be fun? So neither one of you watched the season premiere of Saturday Night Live.
No.
I will name a real life figure and you guess which cast member played them.
Sure.
Okay.
But I'm doing this right now.
Yeah.
Let Nico do his thing.
Have you, okay, do you know, because everybody said that she was done with her fame.
I think I stand by that.
You're completely wrong. Her podcast is number 3 on Spotify. She is only behind Joe Rogan.
And AfterBuzz.
And the AfterBuzz. No, Tucker Carlson.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Wow.
Tucker
Talk to
Carlson
ya.
has a podcast.
Listen to millions, hundreds of millions of people.
Right.
Yeah. Actually, the top 5 of Spotify includes Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson, Haley Welch, and Talk Tua, and Candace Owens are all in the top 5 on Spotify.
Now, whatever it takes to reach that level of success, I ain't willing to do it.
Really?
Haley Welch's new show has already skyrocketed to the top of
I'm
the
sure.
charts.
I think she's had some really good guests.
She has had some good guests. So she might not be done, Buzz. This is only the beginning of Hawk Tua Girl.
Now, this is at least 20 minutes after her 15 seconds ran out.
No, man.
Really?
They did have somebody play her on SNL. Would anybody care to guess? Or do you even know the cast?
No, I don't even know the cast members.
I don't know who's on anymore.
Okay.
Heidi Gardner.
No.
Is she still on?
Yeah, she's still on.
Chloe Feynman played her to a girl.
Feynman, that's a good one.
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
Oh, Dana Carvey played Joe Biden.
How do you know that?
Because I saw it in the reports. Yeah, okay. If you're talking about that one clip, I know.
No, I'm just all night long.
Oh, okay. Because I know in that clip they brought people together who weren't, like Jim Gaffigan played
Matt Walls.
Matt Walls.
Say Andy Samberg showed up.
Andy Samberg played Doug Emhoff.
It was pretty good. I thought it was really funny. Okay, let me give you a couple more.
But that was like the intro, right? Like that's not like people who are regularly on Saturday Night Live.
Sure. But newsworthy people. They had one of the cast members play the guy who's running for governor in North Carolina, whatever his name is, Mike
Robinson.
Yeah.
Keenan played him, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
New York City Mayor Eric Adams.
Oh, who played him?
Devin Walker.
Oh.
This is like his 3rd or 4th season on. And Bang Dao or Ding Bao, the baby hippo.
Moo Dang.
Did Bowen Yang play that?
Bowen Yang did play the baby hippopotamus.
Amazing.
What happens to these costumes after they're done with them? Do you think the talent gets to keep them, or do they just throw them away?
They recycle them.
They get like put there as the Hall of Fame.
You think there's an SNL Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Like with the samurai swords and everything? Okay.
As you walk through the halls.
Wait. Do you know this for a fact?
No, I don't.
Oh.
She got you.
Oh, did you believe it?
She got you.
So some kind of fabric that comes with every shirt you buy, and you just take it out and put it on there, and it covers up your ash holes. And we call the product ash holes.
And Buzz is going to go on Shark Tank.
All right,
Sharks.
Let's take a break. We'll come back. More of the Buzz Adams Morning Show on the way right after this.
Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show, Glenn Garza and Daniel Paulus.
Hey, where are you going?
Grand opening. 8 model homes now open. Visit CampoDelSol.com.
Broadcasting in El Paso to El Paso. The Buzz Adams Morning Show on 95.5 KLAQ.
All right. Back to the cash codes starting today, all this week, all next week. Listen for cash codes Monday through Friday, starting in the 8 a.m. hour and going through 5 o'clock. There's a video of Nico and his lederhosen.
I love my lederhosen.
And they let you keep
They
it?
let me keep them.
Were there other people in Lederhosen?
Oh, tons.
Really?
Tons. So
how about the girls in those St. Pauli girl bustiers?
They're called dirndls. And
dirndl, right? They are.
So the staff for downshift was all in either dirndls or lederhosen. And tons of people came with their own dirndls or lederhosen.
Were they embarrassed when they found out it's not October yet?
No, everybody, because Oktoberfest in Germany has already started.
Why are they so misleading about their festival? Why do they call it Oktoberfest?
I think it's to represent a season more than just the month. So, like, this is some type of season.
Okay. I'm going to have the 4th of July
fall.
in April this year then.
It's not really a season.
Looks like you had a lot of fun. Looks like there were a lot of people there. Looks like everybody had a good time.
Joanna says I looked like I escaped from It's a Small World. Thank you, Joanna.
You're welcome.
So we're going to do a couple of things. Nico's got some news nugs. I got a news nug. This is not the regular news that's coming up, but we're going to sample a couple of things that our generous listeners have brought us. First of all, we've got the Oreo-flavored Coca-Cola. And I think you said Tracy brought this in?
The Oreo-flavored Coca-Cola is from both Tracy and Terry.
Awesome.
Terry from our chat.
Yeah. And the cookies?
The cookies are from Terry.
Terry. All right. So I want to try the Oreo-flavored Coca-Cola.
Yeah, let's do some ASMR here.
Buzz already did it. Buzz cracked it, and then he puts it close to the mic after it.
I like that sound.
I thought maybe the little bubbles.
Right.
Like you'd hear the little effervescent bubbles. Oh, yeah. See, that's good ASMR
good stuff
there.
Right there.
Yeah.
Wafting.
See, mine's still... Wow.
Thank you so much, Tracy and Terry.
This is zero sugar, and I don't know if
Thank
that's
you.
affected the flavor, but not a fan.
No? Maybe you got to give it a few sips.
You don't like it. You're making a face like you're going to spit that out.
It tastes like diet soda.
It does. You know, you guys aren't old
I
enough.
like diet.
When they first came out with diet soda, it was vile. Like my mom used to drink Tab in the 70s.
Ew, this tastes terrible.
Well, this is zero sugar. I'm wondering if it had the sugar in it.
But it doesn't taste anything like an Oreo.
Oh, yes, it does. At that,
There's you can taste
at the very
creamy
top,
center.
the very top of the not the
Maybe I gotta take a full swig. I'm not getting the Oreo.
Wow, COVID really messed you up,
Yeah,
man.
it really did mess.
I would not.
Been the same.
I would not purchase this.
I don't mind the no sugar because I drink a lot of Coke Zero and Diet Coke.
Actually, I'm not mad at it. It just I don't get the Oreo.
Yeah, it's right at the top when you first drink it.
Now the cookie.
Oh, get the cookie. The cookie has like Pop Rocks in it.
Oh, that's what was shaking.
Now everybody eat the cookie and then shake some soda in your mouth.
You're gonna be kidding me.
Oh my God! This tastes like Coca-Cola.
I don't taste the Coke in this.
I don't feel any Pop Rocks either. Are you sure about the Pop Rocks?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Just got one.
There it is.
Got one.
There's not that many.
Why are they doing this? Who asked for this?
Right. Who asked for this? That's a great
That's the
question.
Pop Rocks right there.
You're good at ASMR.
Thank you. I tried to do that as a side hustle.
You could go pro.
You could go pro. You could go pro ASMR.
All right.
No, I don't like the cookie. And I love Oreos.
Yeah, I like Oreos.
Yeah.
Just plain Oreos. If they're double stuffed, I'd still eat them. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Terry and Tracy.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys.
Nico's news. Yes. Man, it's not really news.
It's not really news.
We'll
Still
have
pop rocking over here.
Yeah, keep pop rocking.
We'll have the top stories of the day coming up. These are some that are a little more off the beaten trail, I guess.
Yeah. So, chefs all across the world want a scientific journal to make an apology after they made MSG a bad guy 56 years ago. You know,
they took MSG out of all the Chinese food for some reason, but I never knew.
They told us it was so bad for you.
Is it?
It is not bad for you whatsoever.
That's funny because I've recently started to see a bunch of people like the people who cook on TikTok or Instagram, and they're like, add a little bit of MSG. It's not bad for you.
It is not bad for you. So it stands for monosodium glutamate.
Oh, I thought it stood for Madison Square Garden.
Okay. A scientist wanted to figure out what made his wife's soup so delicious. So he was a Japanese scientist. He found out that there was a protein in the seaweed.
Wait a minute. Is this way back in time when they first invented MSG?
Yeah, this is in the 50s and 60s.
All right.
So he found out that it was a part of the seaweed, a particle, a protein, called monosodium, just called glutamate. And then he was able to synthesize it, calling it monosodium glutamate. He said that the flavor it imparted was umami, which is the flavor of deliciousness. And it was used in recipes ever since then. But then in 1968...
Question.
Yeah.
Was it only used in Chinese food or Japanese food, Asian food? Did anybody barbecue with it?
At the time, it was not like... it wasn't marketed yet for all kinds of foods yet, but it was being used, a lot.
What was the reason they got rid of it?
So here it goes. A misconception originated in 1968 when the New England Journal of Medicine coined the term Chinese restaurant syndrome.
Is that where you eat and you feel like you're hungry again?
No.
In an hour?
It's people complain of headaches usually after eating.
Yeah.
Chinese
That's
food.
right.
Well, it turns out there was no clinical study or other study that led to this accusation of Chinese food causing these ill effects.
Right. There were people on the news saying, I get a headache anytime I eat Chinese food.
So the journal published this. It was a letter to the editor with the headline "Chinese Restaurant Syndrome." Again, no studies ever showed that this was harmful.
Then how did the rumor start?
Because of this, branding.
Report.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I just thought that was interesting. So people are saying, bring it back.
I'm seeing a lot of TikTok people bringing it back.
And when did they get rid of it? Like late 80s?
That's when you saw a lot of campaigns to see ban MSG in Chinese food.
I remember going to Chinese buffets and there would be
no MSG.
Yes, there's no MSG in our food.
Oh, my mom would always have to ask that.
Bad.
Ted says, take the mic away from your mouth. Gross.
Is there any MSG in this Mugu Gai pan?
Are you doing my mom?
That's your mom's.
Okay. Yeah. That's my first news nug.
I'm not doing your mom, but I was trying to impersonate her.
I would say something about your mom, but I respect her too much. And I think she's a wonderful person. Next up, Joanna.
Yes.
Beware of your leggings. Pastors across the country, and specifically at the Fairland Holiness Church in Arkansas.
Oh, those are those snake handlers. I was wondering what denomination this is because you were playing a little bit of it for me. These are the holy rollers. You know what they are?
No.
Oh, they speak in tongues. They stand up.
How is that different than normal Baptist? Or
normal Baptists don't do that.
Do some Baptists do?
Not that I've ever attended. It's always some kind of Pentecostal or Christ holiness or something. They get right up.
They believe in the same things, right?
Jesus? We don't speak in tongues. That is not allowed nor encouraged in the Baptist church.
Are girls allowed to wear pants in Okmulgee, Oklahoma?
They're now allowed to wear shorts to church.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, women could wear pants.
So
of course.
There are some clips of the members of this church, Joanna, discussing the creeping corruption of its female members by the evil that is leggings.
Leggings.
Leggings are apparently a gateway drug to pants.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because did you know in the Bible, women are not supposed to wear pants?
Uh-huh.
Nobody wore pants in the Bible. Think of any, even Gladiator or anything set back around that time. Nobody wore pants. What do you mean the Bible says women can't wear pants? They didn't have pants.
Let's hear them say it, though. You got to pump me up.
Go ahead.
But there is a fad trying to come among our holiness people to allow girls to wear what they call leggings. They still wear them below their skirt.
Yeah.
But they come out the bottom of the skirt and go somewhere down in the calf or even to the ankle.
Why is it that people who say, well, it's too hot to wear hose, they want to wear leggings?
Some people will say, well, they're just tights, but they're not tights.
Or they are close-fitting knit pants. That's what the world calls them.
Okay, just...
And yet we...
Listening to these, I assume adult people...
Yeah.
try and unravel the mystery of pants
and leggings.
Wait, so if you were wearing a skirt and you had leggings on, that would actually cover up more of your flesh.
It would be more
seems
modest.
It seems like they would go for that.
That would not help at all with the heat, by the way.
Right.
Just wear the hose.
Oh, you know what? They probably got to wear those dresses like Little House on the Prairie that go all the way down.
They go all the way down, yeah.
We as holiness people that know that a woman is not supposed to wear pants, now we are allowing that to creep in.
You can wear a dress that's full enough, big enough.
Yeah, Joanna.
So I dated a girl who went to one of these Pentecostal churches, and sure enough, people got up and started, and here's how they do it. They don't speak words. Do you want me to do my impression of it?
Please.
Please.
I don't mean this as an insult to anybody. This is and nobody's laughing. Nobody's like nudging the person next to him.
Oh
It's
my
all
gosh, how is
completely
nobody
normal.
laughing?
Right.
I know. But anyway, my girlfriend went there, and she would go to church with me.
Honey, honey, ho, honey, honey, ho.
And I'd go to her church. And finally, she had been inviting me for a long time. And this was, I guess I was like 19 or 20.
Oh, my God.
And people are doing this everywhere. And some of them, they call them rollers because I guess some of them get on the ground and roll around.
Oh, that's why they're called holy rollers?
I didn't see that myself. But this...
You know, like logs, Joanna, like you're trying to...
I was imagining
But afterwards, I was...
No, not forward and backwards, side to side.
But afterwards, I, wanted to talk to her, and I go, hey, it's pretty weird when people start getting up and doing that. It's like, well, that's my faith. I'm like, yeah, but you didn't do it. Well, I wasn't moved by the Spirit. Like, it was all very
Today
serious.
was
And
not
I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't take this seriously. And I can't promise you that if I go back, I don't just bust out laughing because it's funnier than hell.
Also, weird that that's like the first couple dates that you guys are going on.
No. We'd already been together for like a year before I ever went to church with her.
So that's like a big moment, going to church.
I guess so. She wanted me to go worship at her church. And
What do you want to do tonight? Movies? Let's go to church.
I saw kids I knew from high school, and they were there, and nobody was acting like there was anything bizarre about it. There are some places where they pass out rattlesnakes and hold them during the church service.
Did she speak in tongues at any other time you were with her?
Only when I really hit this one spot.
I got one more clip.
Oh, yeah. She would go to a church where they're speaking in tongues, but we were having sex, too.
Well, Donald Trump was at a rally in Pennsylvania yesterday, and Donald Trump said something. I don't know how people can say he's so pro-business. Just listen to him talk about how much he hates paying people.
He hates paying people who do the
jobs.
work.
Yeah.
Not for people who don't do the work. And he says it out loud, and it doesn't even register with his audience. All right, let's hear.
And it's going to lead to great things. A lot of people don't give. I know a lot about overtime. I'd hated to give overtime. I hated it. I'd get other people, I shouldn't say this, but I'd get other people in, I wouldn't pay. I hated. This is going to lead to a lot more. I think it's going to be economically positive, but I'm not even doing it for that reason. I'm doing it because like the no tax on overtime, it's something so good.
This guy.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, I would just replace him because people aren't real people unless they're a supporter of yours or in your same economic strata. They're not real people. You just treat them like objects.
I only provide support for people who support me. If I'm going to be president of America, I will be president to the people who like me. Nobody else.
How do you sit there and listen to a billionaire or a self-claimed billionaire say that he would just let people go before he
pay him overtime?
Overtime doesn't mean overtime is for the hours you work.
Over how much you're supposed to be working.
Yeah, right. So say you work a 40-hour week. Well, if you put in 10 hours, those are supposed to be hour time pay. In my experience, it typically time and a half. Yeah, time and a half is normal. This cheap mother effer who claims to be a billionaire and owns a dozen golf courses couldn't pay time and a half to employees. Incredible. I got
more
one.
like inch and a half. All right. What?
I got one more. So Tucker Carlson, you mentioned that Tucker is like the second most popular podcaster.
Yeah.
He also goes around, even though he's not really on any other platform except podcast. He's out at Fox News, for the lying.
Yeah. He's touring.
But he tours and he goes to these arenas and he has guests come out and he does some like the saddest talk show you've ever seen. He had Roseanne on, and Roseanne tells the audience a couple of times that she's not crazy, but everything coming out of her mouth is Looney Tunes. And Tucker, I don't know what he almost looks like he's laughing it off as if he thinks she's joking.
You know they eat babies.
Okay, so right out of the gate.
God.
Right, and they are Democrats. So it's interesting that one party eats babies. Isn't it just crazy that one party eats babies?
You know they eat babies. That is not bullshit.
Oh, my God.
It's true.
So it's not just the dogs and the cats, not just the pets.
It's not just the dogs and the cats.
She seems lost. He's making that joke kind of lighten the mood, I guess.
And she was like, no.
Seriously. They're eating dogs, cats, and
They're
babies.
full-on vampires. And everybody still thinks I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. They're full-on vampires.
When you say to a crowd of any group of people, I am not crazy, and the very next words out of your mouth are, they are full-on vampires, you're kind of working against your own argument.
They love the taste of human flesh, and they drink human blood.
Oh, God.
What's going on? She's lost her mind.
Roseanne has
in the
always
crowd. Do they agree with her, or is it just spectacle?
I think at some point the reason she looks back to the crowd was, and she goes, "No, really," because they weren't
buying it. And then look, it's like she's trying to convince Tucker, and Tucker will believe almost anything. Tucker believes Putin's a good guy. I mean, Tucker falls for a lot of crap, and even he doesn't want any part of this.
Drink human blood. They do, Tucker. By the time we go in,
that cut away there, but it's like they do, Tucker. Like he doesn't believe it's true.
Vote for Trump. That
now
he will
praying.
Open up everybody's eyes, and they will stop pretending to be asleep. You know what they say? You can't wake people up that are pretending to be asleep. But I pray to God, please wake up even those who are pretending to be asleep with the irrefutable truth of what the war.
Look at the expression on Tucker's face.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
I swear to God, his face looks like a first baseman's mitt.
Worst people on this planet are really up to. They are really up to that.
Okay, so she's going on, and I don't know if Tucker's on board with that or not, but this is where it's gone to, folks, ahead of the election.
Well, I was telling Buzz earlier, Joanna, I think when people talk like this, it makes it okay to start thinking, oh, well, I should like shoot that person with a gun because they drink blood.
They're straight up vampires.
Right.
Like, they eat babies.
When you talk about other people this way, you're elevating politics to a place that
really it's shouting fire in a crowded theater. Yeah. It should not be protected under free speech. I mean, really, you're just being entertained by an obviously mentally unstable woman.
Before visiting one of those other haunted houses, Roseanne Barr says,
stop.
Instead, visit Roseanne's House of Crazy.
But I'm not crazy.
You'll see ghosts and goblins and...
They're full-on vampires.
You mean actors that portray vampires?
They're full-on vampires.
Right, in costume, scaring people and...
They love the taste of human flesh, and they drink human blood.
Sure, Roseanne. Whatever you say.
It's true.
Okay, then see the full-on vampires at Roseanne's House of Crazy. All ages are welcome.
You know they eat babies.
Maybe leave the kids at home.
They're doing it.
Roseanne's House of Crazy.
I'm not crazy.
Open now through Halloween.
While you're working away, we're working for you. Our job.
Visit westerntech.edu and enroll today. Don't give up. Rise up at Western Tech, college for the real world.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Inderman Personal Injury Lawyers.
At GVILaw.com.
you got your AC on or off at this point in the year?
It's in a crazy phase because mine only has on and off.
So it has to be one or the other?
Yeah. So it's on for like 20 minutes and then everyone's like, it's cold, and it's off for 10 minutes before it gets stuffy.
Wait, can't you set it so that as soon as the house gets warmer than 80, it comes on and then it shuts off once it...
That sounds real fancy. I don't know what you're talking about, but...
He has the Nest.
A Nest.
I don't. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, you do. That's the thermostat you have.
That's what you have.
Where birds live.
Joanna, swamp cooling or
swamp cooler?
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got a few neckline calls, and then Nico, we just freed up some extra time. You can thank Joanna for that.
Ooh.
You can do your conspiracy segment.
Oh, awesome.
So let's go to the phones. These are off the neckline. Neckline number is available. You can call it anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and leave a message. If you call during the show, we'll get it during the show. But if you call over the weekend, we'll get it when we come in on Monday. Number is 844-805-NECK, 844-805-6325 to call, leave a message. And, of course, we welcome you to call in live and be on the
definitely.
show. Call us on the studio line. You get to go first, and that number is 915-910-4995. That's 915-910-4995.
Good morning show. I'm hearing you guys talk about last socks, and I know where they're at. They're inside your washing machine. So if you ever do take apart your washing machine to replace any kind of component that might fail, you'll find that at the very bottom and on the other side of the tub, I should say, is where all your lost socks are at. And they kind of sneak back there because they're kind of small and not so long like the rest of the clothes that gets tossed around in there. And so they just kind of like sneak their way back there and get lost. So if you ever want to find them, just open up your washing machine, just have a tech come and switch out your belt or something, and then you'll find them. One little good hack you can do, life hack, is get one of those bags you use for your gal kits, like girls will use for their undergarments.
What?
And throw all your socks in that, and then throw it in the washing machine. And then they won't get lost.
Genius.
That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah.
Wait, so was he saying your washing machine eats the socks and they're somewhere in the mechanism?
A washing machine monster is
real. Well, my washing machine must have like 100, at least 100
monsters
socks.
I like how
right.
he's all like, just take it apart. No.
Yeah, right.
How am I going to put it back together?
Hey, Buzz, I'm hearing you talk about Dr. Pepper, and a little interesting fact here for you, a little tidbit. Did you know, like, Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, people are more addicted to those sodas than, like, grape Fanta or, like, ginger ale or Squirt? You get where I'm going with this, right? And the reason why people are so addicted to Coca-Cola and Dr. Pepper is because there's no flavor memory, meaning you can drink, Coca-Cola at 12 o'clock and then, like, at 3 o'clock. And then again, at 5 o'clock. And then you're not going to get tired of it because the flavor has no memory. It doesn't leave a memory effect on you. Unlike other sodas, they will leave a memory effect on you. You drink grape soda for a whole week, you're going to get tired of it. You're not going to want grape soda for a while. But yeah, check that out. It's really interesting. Have a good one, guys.
No, I know what Dr. Pepper tastes like. What is he? Well, did you follow all that?
Doesn't Dr. Pepper have like 23 like secret herbs and spices or something?
Yeah, it's supposed to have 23 different flavors, but
yeah.
Huh.
I guess it doesn't stay like on your palate for long.
Yeah, I can't compare the taste of Dr. Flavor to anything. It's not like,
well, it's a carbonated soda.
It tastes like Dr. Pepper.
It's got sugar. It's obviously got sugar, and it's got a little bit of fruitiness. My dad used to call it prune juice because I think they might have made it with prune juice when it originally came out.
Interesting.
Or that was him being funny.
Huh.
Because when we were little kids,
that is funny.
Sometimes he would want a Dr. Pepper for breakfast, and we absolutely were not allowed to have Dr. Pepper.
It's got prune juice in
and
it.
he would say, I'm going to drink me a little prune juice. And then my mom would kind of
Give him an eye.
Yeah, give him an eye. But then, next thing you know, Dad's drinking Dr. Pepper. Let's see what else we want to hear from today. And then I need to get some conspiracy theory music going, right?
Yes.
Buzzy. Like the typical secular humanist you are, falling for the material reductionist Darwinist mythological lie.
Well, that's Daddy Delicious, and everything he said there is correct. I do consider myself a humanist. I'm not super religious, so I guess that makes me a secular humanist. And I do believe in the theory of evolution, if that's what he's getting at.
And Darwinism.
Yeah. Me and like 100% of people who have science PhDs, that crowd believes in Darwin.
Oh, boy. Are we talking science or science fiction here, Buzz?
I don't know. I'm talking to you, so I'm really confused.
Octopuses swinging from trees.
Yeah, that was great.
I remember that special, by the way. That's CGI. These are fanciful fantasies.
Okay, so last week I was telling Nico about this series that was on National Geographic, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 years ago, called The Future is Wild. And they had a lot of biologists imagine how animals and plants might evolve in the future. And they had these, 200 million years of the future, these octopuses swinging from tree to tree. Of course, I realized that's CGI. But when I was trying to show Nico a clip of it, it led me to this thing that apparently is a well-known internet hoax.
The Pacific Northwest tree octopus.
Yeah. This is a good learning moment that I, have a pretty good nose for figuring out what's fake. But even that being the case,
Buzz was taken in.
I can be bamboozled. Yeah, I can be bamboozled. I thought, God damn it, they've already started. When I'm sorry. All right, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. What is this segment called?
So, this segment is called Things That Sound Conspiratorial and Are True. So these are things that sound like conspiracies, but are actually true.
Okay. Like that Democrats eat the flesh of babies and are full-on vampires?
That's not one of these.
Okay.
That's a conspiracy theory that's fake.
Okay, yeah. Have any conspiracy theories ever turned out to be true?
Right.
I'll allow it.
Number one, the chemicals in the water are turning the frogs gay.
That's true?
It turns out it is true. There is a pollutant.
I guess I owe Alex Jones an apology then, because it's just, here.
He's saying the chemicals are making people gay. Folks, it's making the frogs gay. 2/3 of the frogs down in Houston are bisexual. Every major Western country heavily involved in 9/11. It took me about a year with Sandy Hook.
Okay, so obviously that's a montage
of his
and
conspiracies.
It turns out that first one about the frogs being gay, or it mutated their genitals.
Well,
or
bisexual is weird.
Bisexual
I don't know if they're bi. Well, the frogs are turning lesbian.
Can animals be bi?
Yeah, I don't know if it goes about their sexuality, but there is a chemical called atrazine, produced by a pesticide company called Syngenta. And this is true. You can look it up. It has been proven to mess with the hormones in frogs and actually turn them into a different sex than they were. So here it is. Atrazine says it can turn 3/4 into males and 1 in 10 into females.
I guess the implication here is if this is in our water supply and it gets to frogs, maybe it's going to turn us gay.
Right. That's what the conspiracy was trying to imply. That's not true. The hormone system for frogs and us are very different. Frogs also do show, like green frogs and the common reed frog, do show evidence that females can change into males and males into females after breeding. And so it might be just a natural process.
Okay, but that might have been the most truthful thing, though, that Alex Jones has ever said.
Right. Could you believe they're turning the frogs gay?
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Number 2, that big tobacco had covered up all the science about smoking.
Yeah.
Well, that
because
one's
it all
true.
came out. Yeah.
Yes.
Big Tobacco would run their own test and find out they didn't like the results, and they'd say, "Oh crap, let's cover this up."
Yep.
I mean, I think Philip Morris was fined something in the billions of dollars, and that was in the 90s.
The billions. In the 90s, yeah. So for decades, tobacco companies knew about the harmful and addictive effects of smoking. But
our tests say it's as healthy as drinking milk.
Yeah. If you're pregnant, do it. Smoke some cigarettes.
At one point, they did say that.
Yeah. It wasn't until the 1990s, after internal documents were leaked, that the truth about their deceitful practices was fully exposed. Also, somebody is commenting on this particular story, saying, I read in a book of memories from World War II veterans that people who died of throat cancer, it was listed as smoker's illness.
That was one of topics that Limbaugh would go off on in the 90s. It was a big enough of a controversy, and his position was they can't prove a link between smoking cigarettes and cancer.
Right.
And it's like,
wow.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
Well, that can't be right.
Number 3. That the McDonald's company tried to ruin the life of the woman who sued them for
the coffee lady?
The coffee lady. That's right.
All right.
Stella Liebeck.
She got something like $20 million settlement from in punitive damages because the coffee was too hot.
Well, people still believe she was actually the one at fault. Because remember, a lot of people were like, come on, you should have known the coffee's hot. Coffee's hot.
No,
I saw something not too long ago. I think there was like a TikTok about it. And it was just like telling the story of what happened. And a bunch of people in the comments were like, well, no duh, lady, coffee's going to be hot.
Well, this was hotter than they were supposed to say. Like,
Right.
McDonald's had already had an issue before, and they had agreed to not serve the coffee hotter than a certain thing. She had severe burns.
So apparently she spilled the coffee in her lap, and it was hot enough to melt her clothing up to her genitals and her genitals.
Right.
Well, I would turn around and ask how they would feel if a parent accidentally spilled coffee on somebody's child, and if it was hot enough to melt the clothes on them, would they be feeling the same way?
Well, I think a lot of it was punitive. Like, she got a huge settlement. Part of it was punitive because McDonald's had broken this rule before and been warned about it before.
But that whole idea about how it's her fault, McDonald's PR was actually responsible for pushing that.
I think a lot of people heard a lady burned herself by spilling coffee on her lap and thought, well, that's your fault for being clumsy. I don't think that had to be touted by McDonald's. I think a lot of people drew that conclusion on their own.
Right. Number 4. A lot of people may forget this, but the country of Iran in the Middle East was actually a democratically led country for a long time in the 60s and 70s.
You see film from the 60s in Iran, and young women were walking around in miniskirts, which were the style of that day.
Yeah.
And holding jobs and basically living a life that we would recognize
in
as
the
kind
West.
of Western. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, the conspiracy is that the United States and the UK conspired to overthrow Iran's democratically elected Prime Minister, Mohammad Mossadegh.
Yeah, and they put the Shah back in power.
The Shah and the Pahlavi monarchy.
Yeah. And
So that's the
that
conspiracy.
inspired the hardcore fundamentalist to take over. Those were young people who were rebelling against the United States, replacing their democratically elected leader with the former king. Shah means king.
It turns out we did do that. The U.S. did help to overthrow.
Yeah, I don't think there was ever any question about that. I don't think that was a conspiracy. I think
The
everybody
reason,
knew
though,
that.
is because at the time they were trying to nationalize Iran's oil industry.
So it was us and
the UK being like, well, we
Exxon.
need that.
It was and Exxon.
And Exxon.
and
We need that oil.
British Petroleum. And
Let's get
everybody.
that democratically elected prime minister out of there.
That's right. Let's put a puppet in there. And then they didn't like the puppet, and then they kidnapped a lot of Americans until Ben Affleck went to save them.
Right. Yeah.
Do you know what movie that's a reference to?
Fargo.
Yeah.
Not Fargo.
Argo. It's not Fargo. And finally, number 5. In the 60s and 70s, thousands of Native American women were sterilized without their consent as a practice to sterilize poor and minority women. Now, that's a conspiracy.
Oh, man.
Turns out it was true. Some were not informed at all that it had been done to them, and it was completely without their knowledge. Others were threatened with having their health care taken away if they did not agree to it. Some studies estimate that as many as 25 to 50% of Native American women were sterilized in the 1970s, representing tens of thousands of victims.
All right. And I would say it probably didn't end with Native American women, just anybody who was poor. And
it was a federal program intended to help their financial situation and their family's quality of life.
That was when America regrettably dabbled in eugenics, too.
Yes.
So,
and with your conspiracy theories, I'm Nico.
All right.
And now another Q-tip from QAnon.
Wake up, sheeple. I am Q. Oh my god, you guys. I just found out pizza toppings are Morse code. Read the pepperonis. Don't eat pineapple on your pizza. You know who eats pineapple on your pizza? Extraterrestrials. Anyways, this is Q. Bye.
Have a happy day.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5
is manageable. Use it on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Inderman Personal Injury Lawyers.
At GVILaw.com.
Steve Kaplowitz is going to come in just a few minutes. We're going to take a look at sports. We'll have that on the way for you here in just a few minutes. Remember, the Cowboys didn't play over the weekend. The Miners didn't play over the weekend. Miners are playing, though, this Thursday. It's a home game at the Sun Bowl. So a lot of NFL action nonetheless. I can tell you one thing that I don't think would be a surprise to many people. Caitlin Clark was named WNBA Rookie of the Year. So there it is. Should I show Kaplowitz Krakoon?
Yes, you should.
Not a sequel to Cocaine Bear.
Everybody must know about Krakoon.
Right. That made my whole day.
It did. It made my morning.
Krakoon.
Krakoon.
So the Francis Ford Coppola movie Megalopolis was a box office bomb. It came out on Friday.
Dude, I didn't even know that came out on Friday.
Mm-hmm. The animated Wild Robot was a pretty big hit. It claimed the box office. Let's see. I got to watch that Penguin, man. Like, I recorded it, but I was too late. But it's such a good show.
Yeah, you keep talking about
Colin
it.
Farrell's going to get what do they give you for a TV show?
Emmy?
An Emmy. He's going to get an Emmy for that, I bet you. Monday Night Football tonight, the Detroit Lions host the Seattle Seahawks. Here to talk about that and all of our other sports, we're joined by Steve Kaplowitz. Sorry.
Thanks for cutting me off. Appreciate that.
A little early there. Sorry about that.
You're welcome.
Good morning, Cappy.
Good morning. How are you?
When is the... I've been trying to get a hold of your brother. When is that bar mitzvah?
It's November.
Oh, good.
Got time. Yeah, like 6 weeks.
Did you think you missed it?
I thought I might have.
Their birthday was last week.
Oh.
But they're doing that like 6 weeks later. So you're okay. You're in good shape.
All right, time for sports. Q Sports Shorts with Buzz and Cappy, brought to you by the Viva Auto Group. Viva Auto makes it happen.
Hey, I noticed something about you. You only mentioned that there's one Monday night game tonight. There's two.
Oh.
It's a doubleheader.
Okay, who else is playing?
Titans and Dolphins. That game gets started at 5:30. But we're going to be airing on 600 ESPN El Paso, the Seahawks and Lions at 6:15.
I think at this point I'd feel a little bit guilty watching the Dolphins play if with Tua at quarterback.
Out. Yeah.
I mean, is
understand.
he out?
Yeah, he's out. Of course he's out. He's I don't know if he's going to play again. Those concussions are awful.
He's not going to play tonight.
No, he's on the injured list
because of that concussion or whatever he took. Yeah. One more of those might be all she wrote.
That's true. I've seen it happen so many times. It's unfortunate, but it's also the harsh reality of the game.
Did you ever see Not Another Teen Movie?
No.
Joanna?
Yes, of course.
There's a character in there who has a concussion countdown.
Oh, my God.
Throughout the movie. And
Really?
Yeah, before he's an able player.
Okay. Let's talk about the minors coming up on Thursday. So how many seasons do we typically have a game on a weeknight? Not every season, right?
Every season.
Every season we have at least one weeknight game.
They started this last
because
year.
when I was the stadium announcer.
Oh no,
we never played any time other than on Saturday. Sometimes it'd be afternoon, sometimes it'd be evening, but never on a weeknight.
This is a new feature. And the idea is they're going to have all of the television to themselves. So whether it's ESPN2, ESPNU, CBS College Sports, whatever it is, they'll have it to themselves. That's why they're doing it.
I think they're promoting this as Chuco Night, El Chuco Night, or Chuco Town Night.
It's Chuco Night.
The
It's also
T-shirts
the
that the
hometown
first few thousand people get are pretty spiffy.
They are very cool. I like it too. And it's also Hometown Night, Buzz. Hometown Night as well, and El Chuco Night.
Well,
So they got a lot going on. There's a lot happening.
Are people going to show up for a minor game? They're 0-4, and it's on a Thursday.
Yep.
Do you think there'll be a good turnout for that, or it'll be down because it's on a weeknight?
I think first off,
I think it might be an excuse for people to go out on a Thursday and
I agree
have
with
some
you.
fun. And
If
the
the Miners-
tailgaters will be out there, I'm sure.
if the Miners were 1-3 or 2-2, it would be a lot better than 0-4. I think that's just the reality. But they're doing a lot of ticket specials. Like I received a message because my son's at Hornado, so that way they've got $2. They've got basically a 2 for $12 ticket special, $6 a ticket. I like that. That's a great deal.
You know, when it comes to minor athletics, your son is a real Nepo baby.
Big time. Big time.
So he's a Nepo baby. That's the one you agree with.
He'll
Okay.
never have to pay for a sporting ticket in El Paso in his life. When he goes off to college, he might be even then.
No, he'll get a free ticket with his ID.
Yeah.
Listen, I've ruined him. It's true. I have, and this is what happens when you start taking your kid to games when he's 3 months old, and he's never thought about the idea of paying for a ticket. And I feel
now,
bad.
please tell me.
Do you know who my daddy is?
Do you?
Jenny Robbins is here, by the way, guys.
He never throws that line out there, which is good. He doesn't know that line, so he hasn't used that line.
My dad is Steve Kaplitz.
No, he doesn't do that either. He just expects.
Does anybody ever say?
He just says, "Hey, Dad, when are we going?" Like that's it. It's
He just knows.
As
Yeah.
simple as there is no idea of, and he doesn't really care how he gets the ticket. That doesn't even mean anything to him. It's just he is assuming that he will go to every game. So when he was born, I transitioned from media for these games to cover the games to dad.
So you can be in
now-
the stands with him.
So I've been taking him to games
You
ever
don't want to have
since
him
he
up
was
there
born.
in the. You don't want to have him up there in the press booth.
No,
hanging out with Taish and
no.
Okay,
You know, I would love for him. I would love for him to be a spotter when he gets a little older. That would be a really cool gig.
What
for
are
him.
the chances that he already has it in his head? I'm going to be a pro athlete.
Oh no!
Every kid kind of has it in the back of their mind that they're going to be a pro.
Yeah, but how many
athlete
have
or-
dads that are like connected, plugged in?
You know, Steve's a broadcaster, not primarily an athlete.
I'm not a coach. I'm a broadcaster. There's a big difference. So, no, I mean, you have to realize something.
What? You're not good at sports?
You
Just
play.
talking about it.
Steve's athletic, but he I mean, he never played the NBA or the Major League Baseball or anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Steve's athletic. When Steve gets up to hit in baseball, he's got a real good athletic stance. Even when he plays golf, which is only about once every decade.
Yeah.
He'll hit some banana hooks and
I lent my clubs to my brother, by the way. He's picking up golf again.
Oh, yeah,
so
you guys are both lefties.
So he said to me yesterday, he goes, can I borrow your clubs for a little while? And I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
But
so
maybe
never
one
see it
out of
again.
every 10 drives, Steve just pipes one down the middle. I mean, it just goes a long...
He pipes it.
Yeah. So
I try when I swing, I get my money's worth. I am not.
He doesn't
you have to
hold
understand
anything
something.
back.
When I go to hit a golf ball, there is no reason why I should shortchange myself. I get pissed if I mishit it. Like all I want to do,
like Happy Gilmore,
is drill that ball as hard as I can. That's it.
yeah, there's no money on the line. So if I'm 220 out and it's like an island green, I'm going for it with a 3-iron.
Why not? And I'm a big fan of hybrids. I like a hybrid because it gives you a little extra distance and control, and you don't have to.
Are we talking about cars now?
No,
or what?
we're talking about golf clubs.
Oh, okay.
I do own a hybrid. Yes.
I love it so much. I took it in my car.
Yes, I have a hybrid. I get good gas mileage. So.
All right, so Alabama kind of took Georgia to school a little bit.
No, did you see that game? It was crazy. Georgia took the lead, and then
I
the
saw
lead
Donald
lasted
Trump
like 5
throwing
seconds.
chicken nuggets at people.
Oh my God! Yeah, he was at the game. So, but this was crazy. Like Georgia came back and they
I
took
didn't
the
watch
lead, and then it looked like they were going to win, and they were all excited. And then on the next play, Alabama scored. So it was a wild finish. Crazy game, fun game.
All right, were there any games as good as that one in college over the weekend?
That was really good. That was probably
Did
my
Texas play?
favorite game. Yeah, they won. It was kind of
Texas holding on to number one.
No, Alabama's back at number one now.
Really?
After what happened. That's right.
After beating Georgia, they leapfrogged over
you would
the
think
Longhorns.
you beat Georgia. That's what's going to happen. So
Do you want to hear the call as Alabama's Xavier Brown intercepts Georgia's Carson Beck?
Sure. Yeah.
Launches for the end zone. Jump ball. Intercepted. And Xavier Brown, the freshman, makes a game-saving play for Alabama.
we had some upsets, by the way. We had some upsets. Number 6 Ole Miss lost to Kentucky. That was a huge upset in the football world. So that was probably the big one of the weekend. Although
number 10 Utah.
Yeah, they lost to Arizona.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one coming because Utah lost at home to Arizona, which was a shocker. So those were really some of the big ones this past weekend. Notre Dame beat Louisville. It's not Louisville. Louisville. That's right.
Yeah, they'll point it out that you're not saying it right. If you were to say Louisville,
Yes.
or even worse, Louisville.
Oh my God, that's like calling it when you say Louisville. That's like saying Illinois. Seriously, some people say Illinois, and I'm like,
it's not Illinois. All right,
you know that it's not.
All right.
Oh my God.
Hey, morning show. This is for Cappy. Cappy, I know you get excited for flybys. And at the UTEP games, I know you get excited for the Miguel show. Is there any way that there's discount tickets? Because $45 a ticket, brother, it's pretty steep. I was just wondering. Thanks, Cappy.
Well, there's no way they're charging $45 to go to a minor game.
No, he's talking for the Amigo Air Show.
Oh, I thought it was a sports question.
So did I. I was a little confused. I do like flybys. I think they're fun. Anything that will
45
enhance.
sounds about right. Sounds like maybe something close to what it used to be.
Well,
but it's kind of like an all-day thing too. Like you can.
It is.
They're not. One thing that's different. They're not trading chalets with media. So we don't get a chalet unless we want to shell out like 12 to 20 grand.
So I just went on their website, and they've got a general admission ticket bundle, and it's a 4-pack of Saturday general admission with free parking for adults 13 and up, and it's $35
That's
for the 4
4-pack.
tickets.
That's 4 tickets. Yeah.
They got a 4-pack for Sunday, same thing.
For 45?
35.
Yeah.
$35.
Okay, $35. So there you go.
And they've got so I think he's talking about
the general admission Saturday.
Yeah.
Ticket. Yeah.
Yeah, which is $45. But just go get yourself the 4-pack. It's a great deal.
Okay, so they're probably promoting you to be able to get those 4-packs, but if you're trying to buy individual ones, it's a
little more
It's a little bit more expensive.
Yeah. I agree with
Did
that.
they play in Tampa yesterday?
Who?
The Buccaneers and the Eagles.
Yes.
Because they just had that hurricane roll through like 36 hours before.
Yeah, and if you watch the game, it was like a hurricane that hit the Eagles yesterday. 33-16 was the final score, and Tampa Bay looked amazing. You're right.
Okay, so Brady's broadcasting that game. He's in the booth there with Kevin.
That would be Burkhardt.
Kevin Burkhardt.
Yeah.
And I guess Baker Mayfield who's out there playing.
I do.
Had said some things about Tom Brady that when he came down to Tampa, everybody was in the dumps and glum, and they say that
and, everybody was on edge. They were on edge when Brady
around
was
Brady.
there. Yeah,
right. That nobody was having fun.
Right.
Tom Brady.
Didn't they win a Super Bowl, though?
Yes. His first year.
Yes. It's kind of worth it if you win the Super Bowl. They won the Super Bowl the first year he goes down there. Out of nowhere, they just win the Super Bowl. But anyway, Baker Mayfield had said this, and Tom Brady didn't hold back. I mean, he kind of, listen.
Okay.
Said, quote, they wanted me to come in, be myself, bring the joy back to football for guys who weren't having as much fun. It's funny because you've made this environment for me very stressful up here in the booth, so I understand where he's coming from.
Do you feel it?
No.
Feel the stress? No. Well, I was going to say, I thought stressful was not having Super Bowl rings. So there was a mindset of a champion that I took to work every day. This wasn't daycare. If I wanted to have fun, I was going to go to Disneyland with my kids.
You, Baker Mayfield.
That's a nice way of putting it. That's exactly right.
What is
not
Disney World?
That's the snippiest I think I've ever heard Tom Brady.
That's
be.
Brady shooting back is what that is. That's exactly.
Maybe that roast taught him how to fire back at the end.
Man, yep.
Isn't that the thing of the roast? You get to get up and roast
He did
everybody.
at the end. He had a pretty good comeback.
He roasted back. That's for sure.
Do you feel like he wrote any of those jokes that he did, or
No
do you
way.
think he had? No.
No way. There's all kinds of writers.
Yeah, for the most part.
No, but
they
I
have a
just
lot
know
of
that there's all kinds of writers on those things.
Yeah, they have a lot of writers.
He
for those.
delivered them well, though. I'll say that.
I mean, I assume Jeff Ross writes all his stuff.
He's part of the head writing team. Yeah.
And who was the female comedian that really broke through in a different way?
Nicole Schlesinger?
You're not talking about Nikki Glaser.
Nikki
right?
Glaser. Sorry.
Nikki Glaser.
Yeah.
Nikki Glaser.
She had a good one.
Yeah.
All right, Steve. Anything else, or you want to tell us about this fantastic new sponsor we have?
Yeah, let me say this, folks. Fantasy football is some of the most fun to play. Football season is great in general, and man, now that kickoff is here and football is back, I just want to tell you about Underdog Fantasy. Now, as far as Underdog Fantasy goes, you got over 1 million fans across 33 states getting in the game last year by making picks on Underdog. In fact, I'm playing Underdog tonight. I've got Tyreek Hill going, Amon-Ra St. Brown of the Lions, and DK Metcalf of Seattle. It's just a lot of fun. The app is great. It's easy to play, and it's a lot of fun to be a part of.
What is this, sports betting or Final Fantasy?
It's playing daily fantasy is what this is.
Mm-hmm.
So now, let me say this. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward, and signing up is even easier. All you got to do is head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code KLAQ, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick-em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code KLAQ to claim your new customer special of a free pick, and your deposit offer must be 18 and over and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Now, that sounds like it might be gambling.
A little. It's close enough.
All right. Thank you, Cappy. Let's take a break. We'll come back. We got another cash code coming up in the next hour. Jenny Robbins is here. Got a whole hour, and I just can't wait to hear what Steve says to Nico as soon as I switch to the mic.
It's coming.
We'll be back in just a moment.
Hey, this is Daniel Paulus. I'll be along starting at 3 with everything from Ozzy to Pearl.
Year for a per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code YEAR for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
They make you laugh every day. They keep you up to date on all the news. They're just fun to listen to.
Buzz Adams, mornings on the Q.
Buzz, what a cute little name.
This is the morning show on 95.5 KLAQ.
All right, Jenny Robbins is here. Her last day in El Paso. Fly back to L.A. today. Or tonight.
In a few hours.
Today, yeah.
In just a few hours.
What's the first thing you do when you get back to L.A.? Do you have to, water the plants, or you have a pet?
No. I just kind of, I honestly, I set everything up before I leave. I got to have my bed made. I got to have everything already taken care of so I can just get there and plop. and then it'll take me a week before I unpack.
Some of our listeners think I had a brilliant idea for a product and I should take it to Shark Tank. So, you know how like a fancy dress shirt, for a man anyway, will come with a little swatch of the material. So that if you get a hole in it, you can, I guess, sew it up.
And a button.
Sure. They need to make that for every shirt, even T-shirts, specifically for smokers, who get ashes on their shirt. So you got a teeny tiny little hole. If there was just like, you take a little bit of that fabric and maybe stick it on the inside.
Just buy a new shirt if you have a T-shirt at that point.
No. But it doesn't just have to be a T-shirt. It could be like my favorite golf shirt that I dropped a cigar on and now it's got a hole in it. If I had these, and I have a name for the product, ash holes.
Oh, that idea is definitely for ash holes. That's for
ash holes, buy ash holes.
You know, regardless of what you think of the people that might use them, it could make me a millionaire.
You might find your niche there. Just go find some smoker lounges, get yourself in some cigar shops.
Hey, I've got a survey of some weird dating trends for 2025. What were you going to get into?
Oh, no.
I was going to tell you about all the celebrities that died over the weekend. It was kind of a downer.
Yeah, that one does sound a little bit of a downer.
Chris Christopherson.
Maggie Smith. Dikembe Mutombo.
Well, that one is a new one. Also, John Ashton. Who played the older cop in Beverly Hills Cop. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, a new poll from a dating site polled 6,000 U.S. users to find out what they are going to be into starting next year. And it's kind of interesting. Okay, here are the different things. One, smuttin'. It's when singles fantasize about the storylines of romantic movies, shows, or books turning into their reality.
Okay.
I feel like it's like every girl with a notebook.
Well, right, notebook. And Joanna, she's been watching a lot of Bridgerton lately.
Bridgerton, reading a bunch of smut.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that she's into these, like, dirty books.
They're real smutty.
Joanna, do you ever fantasize about the storylines from those?
Sometimes I get concerned for the author, thinking, how did they even come up with this idea?
Why were they even thinking about this?
It's concerning.
Are there any that you've read recently that have a really great title?
No.
The Crown of Thorns and whatever. The Court of Thorns.
I couldn't get into that.
You tried.
I tried, but I didn't really get past
the
20 pages.
We had callers who said, it's a big popular thing right now.
It's very smut, though.
I just had Lisa sum it up for me.
Women need backstories. I think as women, I've decided that we need backstories. I say this after going to a male and a female strip club. The male ones, if you're watching a female, they just need the female to be there.
Right.
But for women, when you go to a strip club,
he's got a firefighter's outfit on.
Like
he's a doctor. He comes out. We need to know where he was coming from, or the firefighter's on his way to go save a woman.
Responders are a big one, yeah.
All right, next up.
Freak. Yeah, no. If a girl at a local strip club came out in a costume or a gimmick,
the guys just cut to the chase.
Just take it off.
They just fast forward to the good stuff.
Though I feel like I have seen some of the strippers.
I've seen it. Let me tell you.
Yeah, but
just judging by the grumblings from the audience.
But take it off.
Yeah, they're like, this.
Why?
We gotta go through this.
I appreciate the art.
No, and then women, we need the whole thing. We need to know all about this person, what's going on, and then they can consider thinking about it.
And then maybe I want you to take
it off. Let me tell you.
Yes, yeah.
Women at those male strip shows get out of hand way more so than guys ever do.
They do.
At a strip club. Yeah. Now the women go.
Oh, they're touching.
Because it's their chance. It's their moment to do it, to let go.
They let us touch.
Yeah.
All right.
I kind of want to know more about this now.
Yeah.
Number 2. Freak matching. Freak matching is connecting.
Match my freak.
Yep, connecting with someone over shared quirks, unique interests, eccentricities, kinks, and general weirdness.
Isn't that just dating? Don't you want to find somebody who's going to be into the same things as you are?
I guess
the kids are calling it these days.
I guess they're saying like this is the main way that they want to find somebody. They're going to go, this is my kink. I'm going to look specifically for that.
I want to find somebody who likes having their feet tickled.
Yeah.
Or whatever the thing is.
But what if you get over that kink?
Somebody who likes to bed rot on the weekends.
With their dog.
With their dog.
I mean, if you got that specific, you got to go backwards in that case.
Dogs and cats living together on Joanna's bed.
What's your dog's name again? Something weird. Something like
Nanook of the North.
Nanook.
I was going to say Gunga Den. I don't know.
Is that another type of native?
Nanook of the North is it?
No,
Must,
what's Gungadin? What's that?
Yeah, what's that?
We know Nanook because that is like a native. It was actually a movie from
I
the
named her
20s.
after the dog from The Lost Boys.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Oh, okay.
What's Gungadin?
Yeah, what's
Gunga
Gunga
Den was there was a famous you of all people, as pretentious as you are with your poetry, would know that there was a famous poem called Gunga Den.
Oh yeah.
He was an not thousands of years ago, but like a military leader. I don't know. I really don't know. I know that a lot of Mongolian places are called. No, those are called Genghis grills. Not
Oh my God.
Gunga grill.
Oh my God.
Number
This is
3
hungry.
of dating trends for 2025. Yap trapping. Plenty of Fish says that this is when someone only talks about themselves and doesn't make the effort to balance the conversation.
They're professional yappers.
Half of singles say they've dated somebody who never asks them personal questions.
Just talks about themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
But it
Oh.
seems like it's like, well, I guess I'm okay with this person doing that because I can't find anybody else.
Oh, that's so sad. But at the same
Maybe
time,
they're really nervous. I mean, maybe that's just like they're nervous.
yeah. But also, why do you have to wait for the person to ask you questions? If you want to jump in on the
That's how conversations are supposed
That's how
to happen.
conversations are going.
Some people have the ability to turn the question back to
Oh
themselves.
my God, yes.
His name is Buzz Adams.
All right.
You know, I am the star of the movie that is my life.
So let me tell you all about it. It all began when I was just a wee boy.
Lonely in the orphanage.
Actually, you're half right there. Yeah. Number 4, stick. It turns out that seeing icks as deal breakers is so last year. Looking past an initial ick.
What is an ick?
It's the thing that grosses you out about a person or makes you just not like them or not attract. If you were attracted to somebody and then you see them do something that makes you lose all attraction.
Like if I went on a date with Buzz Adams and then he was just yapping the whole time.
You're right. That's
I'd be
big.
like,
That's an
"Ugh,
ick?
That's big ick.
my ick.
I
yeah.
turned down a sugar daddy offer because the guy spat too much.
Spat?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't because he was 73.
I mean, that was
Was he
part of
chewing
it.
tobacco?
That was
That's
part of
my
it.
main
Was he
requirement.
73?
He was very old. He was all white haired. I got but I wanted to hear him out. I wanted to listen to the offer.
Is he rich?
He was very rich. Yeah, he was like the CEO of a fountain company, like the ones who do the
Did you
Bellagio
meet on
fountain.
a sugar daddy website?
So when I first moved to LA, I was
The answer is yes.
Wait a second. So you're like, well, I'm new in town. Better find me a sugar daddy.
No, I ended up I found all these random side gigs, and one of them was valet driving for this company. It was all ladies valet. It wasn't sexy. We all looked like the cast of.
Oh, I remember
Orange
when
is
you
the New
joined
Black.
this thing because
And,
Jenny. The funniest part about Jenny getting this job was that Jenny is a terrible driver. I'm sorry.
Awful, especially parking.
Yeah,
especially.
and she is in charge of parking. So like a big
McLarens.
mansion parties would hire these valets. Like
But it
good,
wasn't like anything sexy.
No, we had
It was
shirts all the way up, buttoned up to our necks. Yeah,
just good-looking ladies valeting
no,
your car.
we were not good looking. That's what I'm saying. I mean, there was like all of these women were like very like frumpy, very average, very Orange is the New Black. Like
yeah,
that, like the like
Los
that, like-
Angeles frumpy is an El Paso decent.
No, I think I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it was just.
She used to hit the cars all the time.
I'm just saying the way. How do you know that
Nico,
you're?
I
that
just
you're
hit a Maserati. I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't know if I'm at the curb until I see the sparks fly. That's how I know. That's how I know
How's
I'm
your
there.
parallel parking skills?
That's what I'm saying. That's how
You don't have
I'm
any?
absolutely terrible. So for valet driving, there was no. They're like, you're a lady, all right, you're hired, and like but one of these parties was a sugar daddy party, and that's how this man approached me. He said you seem more interesting than the women that are inside.
Wait. What was the venue
so
for this?
it was
play?
this woman's house. It was at a big mansion, but the woman who was running the party had one of those sugar daddy websites.
So a bunch of old guys and a bunch of young women.
You should have seen. Okay, so all the men showed up in these fancy cars. I'm saying McLarens, or like just showing off. The women would show up in these old beat up cars, no gas in the tank, baby seat in the back, just but they would get out and they would be beautiful, just dressed to the nines,
and
coming
you
out.
would have to go park their Corolla or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Or Maserati.
I parked a McLaren that day. That's how I remember.
Do you drive standard?
No, I didn't.
But she does drive stick.
Hey-o! But no, this man approached me. So he asked me if I would.
Hey, I know you're not officially one of these ladies, but like the way you park that Corolla.
You want to park something else?
I like the way you park it.
But I listened to this man's spiel.
How to summarize it for me? I want to hear what he says.
So I went to dinner. Look, I live for the experience. I wanted to know what the offer was. So
you went to dinner with the 70?
I did.
Was he at least 70?
He had to have been. He was tall, all white hair, wrinkly. He seemed like he was somewhat in shape, I guess. But yeah. And I was like, let me just hear what this is like. I want to know,
Was it Bob Barker by any chance?
I just told you it was the CEO of the guy who does the fountains, like Bellagio fountains.
Ross Perot.
And he gives me this whole spiel. He's like, where do you want to go in the world? I can take you anywhere you want to go. You want to go to Dubai? You want to go to China? Anywhere? He's like, I'll take you. And I thought for a minute. I said, this man is so old that there is no way that it can go beyond cuddling. I was like,
that's as far as it's going to go. No, they've had Viagra for many years now.
That's what I realized. And this guy probably has like the top of the line stuff. He's probably injecting himself. There's probably a pump involved. and you know he's going to use the entire 4 hours of whatever that pill is going to go. He's going to, I got to get my money's worth.
There's no way you're getting out of this unscathed.
Yes, and then.
So at what point did you leave dinner?
At one point, when you're in Dubai, you have no rights as a woman. I don't know if that's true.
And now I'm stuck in Dubai.
I guess he owns me at some point.
Yeah, I finished the meal, and I said, thank you very much, and he asked if I wanted to continue, and because he even mentioned, he said, after he was intimate with his last girlfriend, that they would go shopping, and he would let her get whatever she wanted.
Whatever she wanted.
Yes, but when he said after we were intimate, that's when I was like, oh, okay, no, that's when I realized
Did
this
he
guy's
have
going to do it.
shaky old man's voice?
No, he didn't.
Did you ever see P. Diddy at one of these parties?
It was P. Diddy.
Yeah. But I think P. Diddy's parties were raging a little harder than even that one.
I still have his number. He said if I ever changed my mind that I could call him up.
Did he ever say, you remind me of my granddaughter? Did he have that musty old man smell? It kind of smells like a combination between Werther's candy and Ben Gay. No, nothing like that?
I think that's, he was all right. He was all right, but I could tell he just wanted a woman to bring around,
somebody to
Jenny's
take
special. I need somebody who knows what I am. But he was he spat when he talked. But of course, the guy who runs fountains spits when he talks. It was so much. It was like
the fountain guy spits.
Yes, it was a fountain. The Bellagio fountain was on my face, is what was happening.
All right.
And I even from his mouth. But I even wiped my face in front of him to try to hey man, notice. Yes, completely oblivious.
Okay, but so this statistic is saying that 36% of daters are choosing to stick instead of run from the ick.
Stick.
Yeah.
With the ick.
So
you would have overlooked the spitting and...
That was not in my case.
All right, what else?
And last but not least, it's grim keeping. This is bonding over your darker side or shared dislikes even. Like, oh, I hate people. I hate people too.
That's the worst
how
couple.
I make friends.
Yeah, I think that's how Joanna is finally going to meet Mr. Right someday.
That's how I became friends with Lisa.
Or I like serial killers. I like serial killers too.
Our mutual hatred of Buzz.
You guys love me. I know you do.
You do. They really do. 28% of people are saying that they do this.
What is it again?
Grim keeping.
Oh.
Just...
I'm messaging Lisa right now.
Yeah, sharing dislikes or things that rub them the wrong way. Whatever grinds your gears, Buzz.
Those sound like the worst people to be around. No offense, Joanna, but if you're just come on, let's go hate on everybody now.
Some people are calling in with unkind things to say. Well, one guy called in with something unkind to say about your story.
Okay, all right, let's hear. I'm ready. Let's go.
You sure?
Oh, no. I mean, yes and no, but let's see. How unkind is it?
Thank you for regaling us with tales of your escapades as a Geezer pleaser.
All right. He called you a geezer pleaser.
I was pleasing no geezers.
Right. You didn't go through with it.
I did not go through with it.
You just had a nice dinner.
I wanted to know. I wanted to know what the.
You wanted to hear the offer.
Wait, but you're not saying you're not a geezer pleaser.
I'm curious about that. That's
anyone out there is interested, I'm a geezer pleaser.
Yeah. What's wrong?
Joanna's got you.
What's your upper limit, Joanna?
Like a meal at El Cometa.
No.
That's all she needs. That's all she needs.
Like Nico knows exactly what I'm asking.
Yeah, like age limit. No.
Oh, what's my age limit?
Is 70 out of reach?
No, if they look like they fought in a civil war, I'm good.
Right. If they got like a big mutton chop sideburns or
just sweetens the deal.
Just lay there and let me do the work.
What's the oldest?
If they look like the Monopoly man.
What's the oldest you've dated, Joanna?
60.
Whoa!
How recently was this?
Saturday.
He comes out from under the desk. He's
right here.
Oh, hello there.
Well, we're learning a lot about a lot of people today. So anyway, 4 celebrities passed away. Maggie Smith, you were here on Friday. We were talking about Dame Maggie Smith. Won an Oscar for Best Actress and for Best Supporting Actress.
Did she win an Emmy for Downton Abbey?
Yes. I think she won multiple. Hey, Cap. We got time for one final
I bet he wants to talk about Dikembe Mutombo, too.
Oh, Steve, Dikembe Mutombo passed away. Chris Christopherson. And how do you best remember?
You mean Whistler from Blade?
Yeah, right.
He's dead?
It's just Whistler from Blade.
He never did anything else that was important,
wrote
right?
Me and Bobby McGee.
You mean the song with Janis Joplin?
Janis Joplin sang it. That's for sure. It was a posthumous hit for Janis Joplin.
He was great as Whistler.
He was a member of the Highwaymen, which was kind of like a country super group of the 1980s. Do you remember the Highwaymen?
I do.
Let me see. Waylon Jennings.
Yeah, he was in it.
Who was the other one? Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Chris Christopherson.
Yeah.
And who am I missing?
I'll tell you in a second, but here.
If it sounds country, man, that's what it is. It's a country song. Feeling good was easy, Lord, when Bobby sang the blues. Feeling good was good enough for me.
That was a #1 hit for Janis Joplin. And then this is another real famous song.
Down by my side.
Take the ribbon from my hair. You ever heard that one, Steve?
I have.
Early morning light. All I'm taking is your time.
Wow, he's pretty good.
Help me make it through the night.
Now, we've talked about this before, and I honestly couldn't believe it till you showed me pictures of him, because I only know him as the old man Whistler in Blade. Showed me pictures of him from the 60s or 70s with his shirt off all the time.
Symbol.
Was he a sex symbol?
Huge.
Yeah, he was in a movie that was originally, they wanted Elvis to be in a remake of A Star is Born.
Right.
Yes.
I forgot.
You remember? And he was going to play opposite Barbara Streisand. Well, Elvis, I don't know if he died before it could happen or
got too big.
No. He might have died.
Tom.
I feel like he died because I feel like A Star is Born came out like late 70s. And didn't Elvis die in 77?
77.
Yeah.
But I thought there was something in the movie where it's like Colonel Tom didn't want him to do it. So he,
Yeah.
What a son of a bee that guy was, Colonel Tom.
You're not kidding.
So anyway, Chris Christopherson got that part. Yes, he was considered a major sex symbol. Also, the band that he was in, the super group. Nico, who's the other person? You said Johnny Cash.
Willie
Jennings,
Nelson.
Willie Nelson.
Yep.
Right. They started up in 1985. Their first album went platinum, and this is one of the songs from that album.
I was a sailor.
That's Cash.
I was born upon the tide.
So cool.
With the sea I did abide.
Nice pan flute.
Yep.
I sailed a schooner.
That's Chris singing.
I went aloft to furl the mainsail in a blow. And when the yards broke off, they said that I got killed. But I'm living still.
Steve Kaplowitz joins us. Steve's here to talk sports a little bit. So, Steve, what's going on?
Well, first off, sad news regarding the death of Dikembe Mutombo from brain cancer.
Years old, man.
58.
What?
I didn't even know he was sick. Dikembe was
Denver,
yeah. I'm trying to. I can just picture him wagging his finger in people's faces.
Can I be honest with you guys? That's the only reason I know it, because it's been parodied in pop culture so much, the finger wagging.
But didn't we also see him in a commercial blocking something and then throwing the wagging, or
I think so. Not in my house.
Yeah. I mean, that's a rough one. Dikembe was just a likable guy. Everybody liked Dikembe Mutombo. Really?
A Geico commercial.
Is that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. So, yeah, that just broke. Like, within the last hour, that story broke.
Did people even know he had cancer?
No. That's the thing, is that everything was kind of kept quiet.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
Miners are playing on Thursday. It's going to be a Thursday evening game for the UTEP Miners. So come on out and support the hometown team.
7 o'clock, Sam Houston State will have it for you on 600 ESPN El Paso. I'm looking forward to Thursday night football. There's always Thursday night NFL football. Now we have Thursday night CUSA football.
Oh, nice. Are you doing any remotes?
I will be at the Ale House tonight.
Awesome.
Excited about that. And also really excited about Underdog Fantasy since it is football season. Tell you what, guys, you can win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite players' stats like touchdowns, passing yards, and more. I've been playing Underdog Fantasy and having a blast. In fact, I'm playing tonight with the Monday Night Football games. Amon-Ra St. Brown and also some of the Seattle Seahawks players. So, yes, that's the way to go. In fact, making picks on Underdog is straightforward, and signing up is even easier. Here's what you do. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code KLAQ, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code KLAQ, to claim your new customer special or a free pick and your deposit offer. That's right. Must be 18 years of age and over and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
All right. Thank you, Cappy.
Mother Truckin'!
Kaplowitz.
Well, that's it. Show's over.
What? We just started.
Yeah, well, the show's over.
That's the end.
That's not the end.
Why, yes, it is.
Right. That's the end.
And that's the end. That's the end.
The morning show will be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. Now,